You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, 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 yo. How we sound? How we sound? We good? We good? Loud and clear? Good to hear? I hope so, hope so, hope so. Appreciate y'all rocking on this beautiful Monday night. We have a lot of things to talk about, chat. You know what I'm talking about? Have quite a few things to chat about. Appreciate you rocking. Hopefully we sound good coming through the airwaves, man. Ladies and gentlemen, hermanos, mi hermanas, brethren and sisters, and boys and girls, ladies and lads, kings and queens and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. Doctors in the house. Oh my goodness, man. We got some wonderful people in here already too, man. We got some wonderful people in here already. Hey, lights, camera, action. Let's get it, all casinos. Choo. Hit this roll call real quick. We have all casino high rollers in the building. Big member in the building. We also have, who is this? We got none other than Big Smoochie in the building. One time for the ladies. Okay, we got Big Boss Lady in the building. 2 cents boxer. Go check her out. 1 time, 2 times for the ladies. You heard, man? Oh my goodness, we got my brother Bodega Ty, aka Ty Morissette, aka Ty ain't gonna eat no IHOP, aka DBT Square Up King, aka Band for Band Champ, aka República de Dominicana in el edificio. Shout out to my brother Ty Morissette, man. Bodega Ty. Okay, we got the star right there, man. We got the star right there. That's him right there. 1 round with George, aka Big George Jakovic in the building. Boxing aficionado, boxing extraordinaire, man. Put some respect on his name, man. And we got my brother. Okay, my brother. Hold on, man. We starting off too early, man. Shout out to my brother Bodega Ty, man. Dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir. Dropping that hello yellow. $10 on a fellow, man. He said boring fights. Noakes got rocked. Puma got socked. B Norman got dropped. Yard got stopped. Turkey in 5. Bro, anybody complaining about those turkey fights, unless you're complaining about the location. I know some people like to go to fights. I dig that. But that card was great. Now, is Turkey going to do that forever? Oh no, he could be trying to warm us up just to let us down in the future. But right now in the present, that was one of the best cards. That card was, I'm talking about more fire, big fire. That card was fire, man. We gonna do that again, man. We got my brother Bodega Ty approaching the pulpit, so face forward in your pews. We got Pastor Ty coming through, man. He said Noakes got rocked.
Yeah.
Puma got socked.
Yeah.
B Norman got dropped.
Yeah.
Yard got stopped.
Yeah.
Turkey in 5. You know, like I said, I could be prisoner of the moment, but this was the best card. This is the best card I've seen, man. I can't even hold you, man. The best card I've seen, man. So yeah, man, go check out George Jakovic, man. Dope dude right there, man. That's my guy right there, man. He was the first ever interviewee on Dr. Boxing Talk, man, on DBT channel. So enough respect to George Jakovic, our second interviewee, or our inaugural interviewee as far as a fighter goes, was a Bas Barral, you know, the Togolese German brethren. So yeah, man, hey man, we got some big news, chat. We got my brother Oscar Perez in the building. Mi hermano Carnal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my brother Bodega Ty just dropped another $10 on the chat with that hello yellow, $10 on a fellow with that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits is
Oh, here go 2 cents. Here go 2 cents. Here go 2 cents. 2 cents said it was alright. 2 cents ain't impressed, chat. 2 cents ain't impressed, chat. And shout out to 2 cents. 2 cents said it was alright. Yeah, I heard her sucker teeth. It was alright. Man, that card was fire. You tripping, 2 cents. That card was fire. It was alright. That card was fire. I'm talking about big fire. Like, don't get me wrong. This upcoming card with PBC, as far as a singular entity, like a solo promotion, no, I think, you know, I'm not just saying that to be funny, but I think that this is the only card that rivals what Turkey is doing. You got to remember, Riyadh season is like a conglomerate, right? It has Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, Al Heyman, PBC fighters on there too. Top ranked Bob Arum fighters on there too. Frank Warren, Queensberry fighters on there too. So they're like a coalition, right? But as far as a singular entity, one solo promotion, I know that Jenna Beck is with Top Rank, but it's a PBC promotion. You know what I'm saying? It's a PBC card. Even though Jenna Beck is a Top Rank fighter, he's fighting on the PBC card. It's not a joint promotional effort. You feel what I'm saying? And even though Foster is a Top Rank fighter, he's fighting on the PBC card. So I think that that is something to be said as well. So I'm with you that out of all the promotions, like look at that Queensberry card, right? That solo endeavor or that solo effort was a terrible card, right? With Fabio Worley and Joseph Parker. You know, that was the headline, but the other cards, no disrespect to the fighters, but as far as recognizability, it was kind of trash. I ain't gonna hold you.
know your fucking place, trash.
If we're being honest. So yeah, from a solo effort, I think PBC is can you could compare it like that, but even still, the Turkey card was better, you know? And the other card that would rival it would be that other card in February. But remember, there was a lot of pullouts, like Floyd, Kid Austin Schofield pulled out for the Shakur fight. Dubois pulled out for the, what fight was that supposed to be? Joseph Parker fight. So, you know, that was a headline by Beterbiev and Bivol. So, now this card was it. It was lit. You know what I'm talking about? Smoochie said, oh, Kurt. You know what I'm saying? One time for the ladies. Yeah, man. AT by AT. We even got my brother 2-4 in the building. What up, folk? Oh, we talking today. Oh, we talking today. Before we get started, you know, we got to start off with our prayer. So please join me and bow your heads. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Before we get to it, let's go ahead and thanks the Most High on this wonderful Monday. So join me and please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we want to thank you for your blessings. You know, we want to ask you to give us wisdom, ask you to give us patience and understanding. And a lot of times, you know, through the hustle and bustle of our day, through the stress of the week, you forget to just take a moment to breathe and just thank you. You know, thank you for our blessings. Thank you for life. Thank you for another day. Thank you for another opportunity to chase our dreams. Thank you for letting us even have the faith and the belief to even dream. You know, some people don't even have that. So we want to ask you to give them the courage to dream and to execute as well. So we just want to thank you, Lord, throughout the day. Thank you in the morning. Thank you at night. Thank you before every meal. Thank you at every opportunity, Lord, because we cannot thank you enough. And the more thankful and grateful we are, you tend to bestow more blessings upon us. So give us a strength and the mental fortitude, physical fortitude, you know, to keep going no matter what situation we're in, through the mud, through the bush, you know, or even through the pleasant times. Just give us a strength to keep going, Lord. We ask you for continuous physical health, spiritual health, emotional health, financial health, mental health, all types of health. Through Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Now, I also want to say this too. Yo, my brother Clone going crazy, man. Dropped another 10 on your boy, man. Shout out to my brother dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits
said Eddie, no Diddy. What I say, no Diddy. I don't even know what I said, but we gonna pause that.
no Diddy.
Yeah, we gonna pause that. Shout out to all the members, man. Let me see what Ty say. He said definitely not losing a band for band off that Haney bet. You see my boy put the money on it. Hey, and I respect it. Anytime you put money where your mouth is, I respect it, bro. I know my boy he was good for it. My boy Ty said he definitely not losing money, losing a band for band off that Haney bag. If you know, you know. And brother still owe. B Money. Hey, man, you got to pay up, man. I saw the $40 bet, man. Somebody got to pay their money. You know, I'm going to start calling folks out. He said, thought folks said Norman Jr. was for to put Dev on a t-shirt. Oh, boy. Don't put him on a t-shirt. Don't put him on a t-shirt, man. Oh, my Lord. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Shout out to my brother Oscar Perez dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
He dropping the 5 to keep us going live. You know what I'm saying? He said the only trash I seen in ring 4 was yard trainer. Bruh. Tundi Ajayi's trash, man. Hold on. I got to play that for Tundi Ajayi. This for Tundi Ajayi. You trash.
Know your fucking place. Trash.
Terrible. And the ref. Oh, the ref for Benavidez and Yard was trash too.
Know your fucking place. Trash.
Throw them both in the trash. P.S. Conor and Eddie clearly ducking Haney with that BS. Come on now, Oscar. Hey, that's my brother right there. You know what I'm talking about. But look, check this out, man. I also want to say before we get started, rest in peace to Vanes Matarosen. You know, we went live this morning and we talked about it. For those of you that missed the 10 count, I want to also give him another 10 count, man. He deserves it. Vanes Matarosen was a contender. I believe he was Armenian. You know what I'm saying? He's from Armenia. So we want to show him love and respect. I enjoyed a lot of his fights. You know, Vic Darchinyan and other people that he fought, you know. So shout out to Vanes Matarosen. And yeah, man, rest in peace to him. And also rest in peace to the Jamaican legendary reggae singer, man, Jimmy Cliff. You know what I'm saying? He passed away too. So we want to say, we want to bow our heads and or just take a moment of silence and give him a 10 count, you know, how we do on this channel. You know what I'm saying? For both Vanes Matarosen and for Jimmy Cliff. Yes, sir. Yes, man. Rest in peace, Jimmy Cliff. Rest in peace to Vanes Matarosen. Now let's get to it, right? Let's get to it, man. Let's get to the show. Shout out to all the love we received, man. Hey, we have big news, chat. We have 2 big news as far as the show. 3 big news, really. A lot of big news. This is our 2-year anniversary, chat. We are 2 years strong with the Boxing Talk family, man. We are growing. Boxing Talk family, man. Those of you that's been here since day 1 or day 2 or day 32, you know what I'm saying, or month 32 or show 32 or show 102. This is just the beginning, man. So shout out to everybody that contributes in any capacity, but especially the moderators. I want to thank you. The members, thank you. The regulars, thank you. You see what I'm saying? The super chatters, thank you. The patrons, thank you. You know, everybody that follows on Twitter, retweets, that follows on Instagram, TikTok, and any capacity that you contribute to the show and it moving forward in a positive manner. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we have a long way to go. This is just the beginning, but we 2 years strong. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, especially to all the members and all the people that contribute from a monetary standpoint. Got to thank you a little more because they do a lot more. But also thank you for the people that, you know, chat and smack the like button in whatever capacity you contribute to us. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to George Jakovic. Shout out to Abbas Barao pulling up. You know, everybody we interviewed from Bob Santos and Nonito Donaire, Rolly Romero, everybody we spoke with, Xander Zayas. We keep going. You know, Jorge Linares, you know what I'm saying? Thank you to everybody. Lucas Body. And the future, you know what I'm saying? This is to the future, man. So we had 2 years, man. So, you know, it's short, you know what I'm saying? It's short, you know, but time flies. So, hey, time's going to go by regardless. So you might as well be doing something that you love. So pursue your dreams. Never give up. It's going to get hard, but you built for it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't face adversity, then you're not doing nothing. You know, adversity is a sign that you are doing something unprecedented or you striving for a goal. So never be ashamed of struggling. You know what I'm saying? In fact, embrace the struggle. That's when you know that you're doing something worthwhile. You feel me? So we 2 years strong, and I have an announcement. And on top of that, shout out to 2 says thank you. Day 1 OG, thank you. Yeah, DJ Harry, yes go. DJ Harry D. Yeah, we gonna pause that. Yeah, Harry D is crazy. We definitely gonna pause that. Yeah, we gonna need some no diddies in the chat. We ain't celebrating that hard. We celebrating, but it ain't that type of celebration. You know what I'm talking about?
No diddy.
Yeah, we gonna pause that. We definitely gonna pause that one. But shout out to DJ Harry D. You know what I'm talking about? But so we are announcing a new schedule as well. So we will be live every Monday Wednesday and Friday, chat. So Monday, we're going to go live around this time at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Wednesday as well. But we will do Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want to try this little schedule. You know, I've been trying to do a schedule before. We were doing 2 times a day, you know, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. And then again at 7 p.m. I just think that's a little bit where we're at right now. I think that's a little much. But I do want to eventually get back to that. But right now, I've been trying to follow a little blueprint that I created. So we'll see how it goes for the growth. It has actually been working out. So we're going to do a new schedule. I'm going to post it later. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we go live. And then, of course, we also go live for Fight Night commentary. So we're going to continue the Saturday Fight Night cards, and even like this morning, those of you that tuned up, that turned up for the Tenshin Nasukawa versus Takuma Inoue card in Japan. We covered that. We're still going to do those early in the morning while you're yawning. You know how we get it in. But so Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the lives, and then plus the weekend Fight Night commentary. And then on Tuesday, we drop a new Spotify episode at 5:30 a.m. every Tuesday. Sometimes we'll give you a bonus episode on Thursday. And then on Wednesday, you know, that's the weekly newsletter, Doc's Corner. So tap in with that every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We drop a new episode, a new issue of Doc's Corner, man. So we taking over, man. You know what I'm saying? The Righteous Boxing Talk Family BTF takeover is underway. You know what I'm talking about? So I appreciate everybody contributing. It really means a lot. And then I also want to shout out to my brother Ty, man. Shout out to everybody that renewed their membership. But Ty has just did something that almost made me cry. You know what I'm saying? We have the biggest tier of the Boxing Talk family for the members on the DBT channel is the PhD level. And he is the first person, and I believe obviously he's the first person, so he's the only person that hit the big boy membership. So shout out to my brother for renewing and then also doing the gosh dang big boy membership, man. And one time for my brother Ty for the PhD in Boxing Talk. Boy coming through with the big boy heat, you know what I'm saying, like Thor in Wakanda, you feel me? My boy touching down, man. So shout out to Ty. And also in addition to that, because if you look at the perks for having the PhD in Boxing Talk, you get to have your very own emote. So because we only, we're a smaller channel, we don't have all of our emotes unlocked yet, but we do have 13 of them things. 13 or 12? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 12 of them things. So Ty gets to choose which emote that we get rid of to replace it with his face. You see what I'm saying? Because I already have an emote for Ty already. I show it all the commercials. So when we run the ad, so I already have Ty's emote. Unless he wants a different one. If he wants, I can put his face on. I prefer to have his face so people know that he's the first one. You know what I'm saying? But if he wants to choose an emote, we have an emote of his choosing. Of course, as long as it follows the term and conditions of YouTube and stuff like that. And you could pick what emote. Right now, we have to replace an emote because once we get more members, then we'll unlock more emote slots. But right now, you could choose what emote to replace. And and shout out to my brother Ty, man. And speaking of Ty, my brother dropped that bread, that cheese, that butter. Shout out to Ty, man. He said, thought y'all said his daddy wrote a check his ass can't cash, huh? Got me talking like juvenile. Juve. Your mouth right checks that your ass can't cash, huh? Shout out to my brother Ty, man. He put his money where his mouth is. You see, he rolling the dough right now thanks to his belief and his support for Deebo'd, man, and Trio Bill. You feel me, man? You feel me? Shout out to my brother Ty, man. So thank you so much. But let's get to it. Man. I want to start off with the main topic, man. Smoochie said, I think you should tweet him, Yards Trader. Nah, I ain't gonna tweet Tunji. I don't want no pressure. I don't want no smoke. I don't have to beat up another old man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my brother Oster in the building. OGO in the building, man. Congratulations. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for rocking, man. For real, for real. Thank you to Twofold. Thank you to everybody that reads up their membership upon expiration. They commit to the channel for another 30 days. Shout out to all the members, Twofold, everybody, man, that renews their membership, man. Shout out to y'all, man. But look, Richardson Hitchens, man. Richardson Hitchens has been talking a little reckless, man. All casino high rollers made a suggestion, and Ty said he wanted to get rid of the bill. Hey, nah, we can't get rid of Trio Bill. You talk about Ty, yeah, right. Ty said get rid of the boots. Okay, we gonna get rid of the boots then, and we replace it with whatever you like. But we try to if you don't have a suggestion, then I'll use your headshot. But yeah, man, Richardson Hitchens has been talking a little crazy, man. He's calling Norman trash, and I think that's kind of silly, man. Norman is trash. Don't forget to smack that like button. But Norman is trash. Like, everybody's saying Norman is trash. Like, give Haney his credit, man. I'm gonna be honest. If Norman, I said this before, if Norman would have beat Devin Haney, I don't think Richardson Hitchens would have fought him. So, I'm gonna be honest. I think that he's happy because Devin Haney won, and he's been calling out Devin Haney. But I don't think Richardson Hitchens wants that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Matias, Subaru Matias. He not shout out to him, but he has that Ostarine issue right now with the PEDs. So yeah, that guy's wanting to fight Richardson Hitchens, but we gonna give him a pass right now because obviously Subaru Matias, nobody should fight a cheater, right? So until he's guilty until proven otherwise. And so we're gonna give him a pass with that one as far as Richardson Hitchens. But the talk around boxing, the general consensus around boxing was that the boxing landscape was that Richardson Hitchens didn't want to fight Subaru Matias. So that's one guy he didn't want to fight. And then Gary Anton Russell has been calling him out. And that's a unification opportunity right there at 140 because Gary Anton Russell holds a 140-pound WBA belt and Richardson Hitchens holds a 140-pound IBF belt. But he doesn't want no smoke with him. In fact, Richardson Hitchens told Gary Anton Russell to get his name up. Huh? Get his name up?
What?
Number one, I don't think Richardson Hitchens is necessarily a bigger fighter than Gary Anton Russell. I would say slightly, but I think it's negligible, right? That's number one. Number two, y'all both champions. Why don't you get your name up by beating a guy for unification? Obviously, Gary Anton Russell is busy with fighting Andy Hiroko, which that fight is not added to the rescheduled card of Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, right? That's one of the only fights that didn't make that transition to the new date once Tank canceled. But why wouldn't you be excited? Like, I've been seeing a lot of energy I don't really like from Richardson Hitchens, man. I like the Haitian American, New York native Richardson Hitchens, the IBF 140-pound champion, but he been acting real fugazi a little bit, man. He been acting a little shaky, baby. He been looking a little shaky, baby, complaining about people calling him out. Frank the Ghost Martin, who's supposed to come back and fight Rances Bartholomew for his return after losing the Tank. He called out Richardson Hitchens. Richardson Hitchens saying, why does everybody wake up and call me out? Which he's trying to make fun of Frank Martin for getting knocked out by Tank.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, who do you don't want nobody to call you out? Like, you should take that as a compliment. You should receive that people call you out as a compliment. That means you're a champion. You are in a position that other people want. What do you think's gonna happen? You think that you could just call out Teofimo, call out Devin Haney, and nobody wants your position? Didn't you call out Liam Paul after Liam Paul beat Subaru Matias? And shout out to Liam Paul because he took a mandatory defense as his voluntary. Like, a lot of people don't realize that Liam Paul did not have to fight. Even though Richardson Hitchens was ranked number 1 for the IBF belt when Liam Paul beat Subaru Matias, he didn't have to fight that guy right there. He was just in the number 1 position. He wasn't the called mandatory. He wasn't the mandatory position, but he wasn't the ordered mandatory to fight yet. But he used his voluntary on some gangster stuff and said, okay, bet I'm gonna fight you for my voluntary. And he ended up losing. He might regret it now, but in hindsight, I think that was dope. And I look forward. That's why I like Liam Paul. I look forward to see what he does at 147. But my point is that you called out Liam Paul, he obliged. You called out George Kambosos, he obliged. And you called out Teofimo, he did not, but Teofimo don't want to fight anybody. But if you don't fight Teofimo, why not fight Gary Anton Russell? That's another unification. Teofimo is a dope fight, don't get me wrong. It's an in-house fight, not in-house as far as promotions, but in-house as far as being from the same locale. They're both from New York, right? That'd be a great fight. It's a big fight. I understand Richardson Hitchens wants big fights, but there's also a big fight in the form of legacy as well with Gary Anton Russell as a WBA belt holder. And then, or maybe try to fight Subaru Matias or the winner of Subaru Matias and Dalton Smith for the WBC if Subaru Matias comes back and doesn't get stripped. Or maybe try to fight Alberto Puello if he replaces Subaru Matias for that fight with Dalton Smith. It's like, bro, what do you want, bro? I don't know, man. To be Richardson Hitchens, and they say that Norman is weak and he's trash. And don't get me wrong, I think a lot of people will say that Norman is trash in hindsight. I personally believe, I know a lot of people may disagree, but I think that Norman is good. I think he was good. I think he's still good. You got to remember, he was the youngest champion of the active champions, right? until Xander Zayas won the WBO belt, his top rank compadre, right? His top rank stablemate. And then now, obviously, it's Abdullah Mason, another top-ranked stablemate, who's the youngest WBO champion, the youngest champion in boxing on the male side. Camila Zoradana, I believe is her name. She's the youngest in all the boxers. She's only 17, so one time for the ladies. But as far as the active male champions, Abdullah Mason is the youngest. But before that was Xander Zayas, and before that was Brian Norman. So Brian Norman is still young. You know, a lot of people say that Brian Norman is not good. I have to vehemently disagree. Brian Norman acquired the WBO by going in the backyard of San Diego of Giovanni Santillan. Giovanni Santillan was like 32-0. We can't forget that, bro. Giovanni Santillan only has one loss, and that's to Brian Norman, when Brian Norman was a significant underdog. So, you know, you don't win them all, bro. I mean, well, if you're Floyd, you win them all, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the GOAT. And if you're the GOAT, Clarissa Shields, you win them all. But everybody don't win them all, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't win them all, man. So losing to Devin Haney's no shame in that. And then I know a lot of people don't know Jin Sasaki, but Jin Sasaki was on an 8-fight win streak. And one of those guys was Camille Bala from Australia, a pretty good contender, you know? And Jin Sasaki only had one loss, and that was to Andy Hiroka, another guy that's undefeated who's about to challenge for Gary Anton Russell's belt at 140 for the WBA. So, and then even Derek Cuevas, his first defense, it's nobody that we know, but he was ranked number 9. He was a top 10 guy. You feel me? We're not going to know everybody. That's just the nature of boxing, right? To give you an example of how decent that defense is, his top-ranked stablemate, Rafael Espinosa, for the featherweight, for the WBO featherweight belt, he just fought Arnold Kagai. What does Arnold Kagai have in common with the Derek Cuevas guy? They were both ranked number 9. And Rafael Espinosa is an established champion. A lot of us consider him the best. I consider him the best at featherweight in my estimations. But so what I'm saying is that, yeah, Brian Norman is not the best guy, but I think that he was still proving himself, and I still think he will prove himself. Like I said, he fought Quentin Randall. A lot of people say, oh, he struggled with Quentin Randall. Quentin Randall was an undefeated guy too. He was undefeated when Brian Norman fought him. So it's like, bro, we got to have patience with these fighters, bro. Like, you know, he stepped up with Devin Haney. He made a mistake. You see what I'm saying? Devin Haney showed him that his levels, but I think everybody that watches boxing, I'm not saying everybody has to respect it, but I think that everybody considered, whether this is a big statement or not, everybody considered Brian Norman as the best welterweight, especially once Boots departed, right? The Ring magazine, and I'm not saying that you and I personally or individually, but I'm saying collectively, the Ring magazine had Brian Norman. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, because the Ring magazine be tripping too. We know that. But the Ring magazine had who ranked number 1 in the welterweight division. No matter how barren it is, they had somebody ranked number 1. It was Brian Norman. It wasn't Mario Barrios, the WBC champion. It wasn't the WBA champion, Rolly Romero. Hell, he's not even ranked right now to this day, and he's a champion. It wasn't the IBF champion, Lewis Crocker. He's not even ranked in the Ring magazine welterweight rankings either. It wasn't Shakram Giyashov, the mandatory for the WBA belt. It wasn't the former WBA champion, Montes Stanionis. It wasn't Karen Chukazan. It was Brian Norman. So I thought Brian Norman was the best at 147. I think he'd beat Mario Barrios. I think he'd beat Rolly Romero. I think he'd beat Lewis Crocker. I think him and Stanionis is a great fight. I just think that Devin Haney is just levels above. It is what it is. Like someone doesn't have to be bad because he lost. I think there were two good fighters. Just Devin Haney was clearly better. Like, who was the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era? It would be Devin Haney. So I'm not saying that he's the best, but you got to respect it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, well, sorry, the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era is Gabriela Fundora in all the boxing one time for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? We love the women around here. We got to give them their credit and their respect too. So she's the youngest undisputed champion in all the boxing. But on the male side, which is what we focus on a lot, which we want to change that too, because you know what I'm saying, we love inclusivity here, especially for the women. They keep everything. I like giving respect where it's due. So, but on the male side, Devin Haney's the youngest, right? So Devin Haney is a 3 division champion now. He's the youngest undisputed champion on the male side, man. You got to respect it, man. Brian Norman, ain't no shame in his game, in my personal opinion. I don't think there's anything to hold his head down low about. You know what I'm saying? I think that the corner advice could be a little shaky, but all this stuff is hindsight 2020. Like, I thought Brian Norman was gonna win, but I said it was gonna be a great fight. I'm not anti Devin Haney. You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not gonna be anti Devin Haney now. I thought that was a good win, and I'm not gonna say Brian Norman was a bum. I don't think he's a bum. I think he will bounce back, and I think Devin Haney deserves all the credit. Now, if you want to say that, okay, Brian Norman's a little green, of course we know that though. We knew that if Brian Norman Brian Norman's advantage was the power. We thought the Brian Norman's advantage was his durability, right? We thought that his advantage also was his momentum, but we always thought that his disadvantage was the skill. We knew that Devin Haney was more skilled. We knew that Devin Haney was more experienced. We knew that Devin Haney was accustomed to being on the bigger stage, you know what I'm saying, had the higher boxing IQ and better boxing acumen from a skill department. But a lot of us thought that Brian Norman would win. You see what I'm saying? Myself included, but I didn't say so from a Haney standpoint. So I said that both of these gentlemen deserve all the credit in the world. So I'm going to give Devin Haney his credit, man. Devin Haney, he did his thing, bro. He did his thing, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And he did his thing. And I think it's appropriate to give that man his credit, bro. And shame on anybody that's I'm not throwing any shots at anybody in particular, but I am saying shame on anybody that thinks that Devin Haney didn't do anything nice, man. But I want to show y'all this right here. I want to show y'all this right here, man. Before we go further, look at this. And this is the stuff that kind of annoys me, chat. I want to show y'all this right here. Okay, this is Brian Norman walking out.
The assassin Brian Norman Jr.
That's Brian Norman Jr. with the walkout, chat. That's him with the walkout, looking very determined, looking very serious, right? But I want to show you what this person said. This person said this, right? This person said, I knew right here that B. Norman was nervous as hell. He said, I knew right here, he or she, I don't know, I'm assuming it's a he, said, I knew right here that Brian Norman was nervous as hell. So this is what I want to talk about, chat. This is what annoys me, right? So let me, you know, I made a video about this too, right? I was going with Brian Norman, but I thought it was crazy that people said that Devin Haney was nervous because he was going like this. And I'm gonna play the clip because I want y'all to see. I'm gonna play the clip real quick. Let me pull it up. I want y'all to see what I was talking about. So Devin Haney was nervous during the face-off because he was moving around and looking in his eye, right? And gyrating and stuff. I said, you know, I'm just gonna pull the clip because I can show you better than I can tell you. I want to show y'all this. I think it's very important to show the hypocrisy in boxing and the fact that you got to be locked in with who you are because people will say anything regardless, right? So I want to show you this, man. I want to show you this real quick. And then we're going to keep it going. Here it is right here. And then when Devin Haney gets up there, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with their antics, right? But then Devin Haney gets up there and he's, you know, doing a little gyration, moving around. And they said, oh, well, you know, I think it's a little bit of nervous energy. Like, how is that antic moving around as nervous energy? I mean, maybe it could be, but could it be an extra aggressive when you're about to fight be considered nervous energy too or something bad? Or like, didn't I say extra aggressive could be nervous energy? I said that because people said that Devin, he pushes people because he's nervous. They said it's bad when he pushes people. Now he's not pushing anybody and they say, oh, he's weak because he should have pushed Brian Norman like he pushed Lomachenko or whoever else. It's like, you can't win, bro. But, you know, let's keep it going. They said he was nervous because he was doing like this at the face-off. I just feel like sometimes we try to hyper analyze things so much because we already have a negative perception of the person or the thing that we're talking about. Like, I don't know if he's nervous. He might be nervous. I think he probably should be nervous because I have Brian Norman winning. But I don't think there's anything nervous about looking at somebody's eye, not breaking the stare and moving around. And he's kind of showing them like, hey, man, you know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dance around you like we kind of expect. So, I don't know, man. I just feel like they just go out their way to say something crazy, man, you know, and that's all I want to show you right there. So I made that video, and this is before, obviously, because I thought, like I said, I thought Brian Norman was going to win, and I was wrong. But I was I defend boxing, bro. I'm a boxing fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a Devin Haney fan or a Tank hater or a Ryan Garcia fan or a Brian Norman hater. I love the sport, bro. So whether an assessment is pro my fighter or anti my fighter that I like, I'm gonna call it out if it's nonsensical and irrational and illogical and overall ignorant and stupid. I'm gonna call it out. So you see, so first they say Devin Haney was nervous because he was looking like this, right? At the weigh-in, even though he was just demonstrating, like I said, that he could be demonstrating that, hey man, I'm gonna be too quick for you. I'm gonna be too fast. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Remember that? I'm fast as fuck, boy. You know what I'm saying? Remember that? He's just showing him that, hey man, I'm fast. I'm gonna give you a preview of what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna outbox you. I'm gonna outmaneuver you. I'm gonna be quicker than you. You know. And then, but anyway, he was nervous, right? And then now, all of a sudden, Brian Norman lost, and now because he walked out with his entrance quickly, because he walked out intentionally, because he walked out deliberately. Now all of a sudden he's nervous. He was walking fast because he was nervous. Like, bro, just shut up, bro. Just say that Devin Haney won, bro. It's okay, bro. Devin Haney won. Brian Norman lost, bro. Like, Devin Haney was nervous at the face-off. Brian Norman was nervous at the walk-in for his entrance. Like, bro, just shut up, bro. Like, just the best person won, bro. It is what it is, dog. Brian Norman wasn't nervous. Devin Haney wasn't nervous. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to lose. That's usually how it goes. I mean, you could get a draw. There's a small percentage of an exception. Somebody gets a draw, but gosh dang, bro. You know what's crazy? If Brian Norman, check this out. Check this out, though. Ramon, check this out, Ramon. Tell me I'm lying, Ramon. If Brian Norman would have walked out like that and knocked Devin Haney out, you think that person would have said he was nervous? He would have said, oh, yeah, he came out like an assassin. Bro, just shut up, bro. Just be quiet, man. That had nothing to do with nervousness, bro. He was the same Brian Norman throughout, bro. He was the same person at the at the entrance. He was the same person in the interviews. He's just very determined and focused and thought he knew what he was going to do. And he just happened to be wrong. Because if he would have walked out with that same determination, with the same speed, everything identical, they would have said, oh, yeah, he's a killer. Oh, he's a cold-blooded assassin. Look, he's not even walking out to his music. He's not bopping. He's not dancing. He's no nonsense, no games, all business. That's what they would have said, bro. But now, because he lost, he was walking with... They could tell he's nervous from his strut. Like, stop it, man. Like, come on, man. Like, bro, like, we gotta stop it, man. Just call it what it is, bro. Devin Haney won. That's it, dog. It's okay, bro. There were so many undefeated fighters, man. Shout out to Sam Noakes. He was undefeated. He lost. Abdullah Basin, he put his O on the chopping block too. You know, shout out to David Benavidez. He put his O up for grabs. Devin Haney put his O up for grabs. Brian Norman put his O up for grabs, bro. Somebody lost, and Devin Haney's the man. That's it, bro. Gosh, lead, dog. He said Top Dog says Devin was playing mind games. Yeah. Shout out to Seth from Pet, big member in the building. Shout out to my brother Ray Davis in the building. I see you, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not saying, oh, my bad. Let me cut that off. I know I'm doing an echo. My fault. I'm not saying that Brian Norman had a good game plan. You know, I think that Brian Norman Sr. was looking shaky, but I also want to say this too. Brian Norman Sr. is not a bad trainer either. I don't think he's a bad trainer. You know, I just feel like every single time a father-son duo is there, they're always one loss away from being a bad trainer. Is Brian Norman Sr. the best trainer? Is he Robert Garcia or Bo Mack or Bozy Ennis? Probably not. He's probably not of that caliber yet, or even Bill Haney or whoever, or Shingo Inoue, or any one of the other successful fathers. But we got to stop making it seem like they're one loss away from being a bad trainer, bro. Didn't Robert Garcia just get smoked with Rayo Valenzuela against Gary Hunter Russell? He was Rayo's trainer. He didn't win a round. But then Robert Garcia bounced back and had a terrific performance with Virgil Ortiz against Erickson the Hammer Lubin. Bounced back and had a terrific performance with Bear Rodriguez. I know Ty's about to kill me because he don't like when I give him credit. Because there is some nuance to be added, but just bear with me for a little bit, Ty. I know you on my head top. But what I'm saying is, like, look at Bo Mack. Bo Mack could do no wrong. Bo Mack he just won the best win of the decade with Bud moving up 2 weight divisions, someone argued 3 weight divisions, to challenge the face of boxing, the all-time great Cinnamon. And Terrence Bud Crawford beat him. Bo Mack was considered the best trainer, right? And then Bo Mack got smoked with Conor Benn and Chris Eubank for the rematch, because Bo Mack was a trainer of Chris Eubank. Now, I know there's some circumstances surrounding the fight that are unfavorable for Chris Eubank, but we're judging the performances, right? Once you're in the ring, we can only judge your performance. We can add all that other external stuff later, or the stuff that factored into the fight, but I'm talking about your performance, right? Chris Eubank got smoked. Does that wipe out what Bo Mack did with Terrence Bud Crawford to beat Saul Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, my favorite fighter, Cinnamon, or the great fight between Lester Martinez and Christian and Billy? What about Bozy Ennis, right? Bozy Ennis, you know, people say, oh, it's just Boots, you know, he don't really get that much credit, but Bozy Ennis just did fantastically well with who did he just win with? Gosh dang it, Jack Catterall with Echo Esserman, right? Does that mean that Bozy hasn't taken an L? He might take an L with Andy Cruz going against Raymond Murataya. That's going to be Bozy Ennis versus Robert Garcia. Raymond Murataya versus Andy Cruz. Robert Garcia versus Bozy Ennis, respectively, because those are their fighters. It's like, bro, like, you know, look at Ben Davison. Ben Davison just lost with Anthony Joshua against Daniel Dubois, but then he bounced back with a Moses Atama victory. Did Ben Davison pack up his duffel bag and never coach again because he had one bad experience or a couple bad experiences? Even Robert Garcia again with Jose Carlos Ramirez, that was a bad look. Devin Haney smoked him. You could talk about Devin Haney running around all you want. Jose Carlos Ramirez is a former Olympian and a former unified champion. You better be able to cut off the ring, my brother. And that was Robert Garcia, the trainer of the year that trained him. That was a bad performance. Should we tell him to close down his gym? So Brian Norman Jr. and Brian Norman Sr., they're just starting out, man. I don't think he's a bad trainer. I just think that he got out-trained. He got out-coached. That's okay. Phil Jackson didn't win all his games. That's one of the best coaches in sports history. Is he undefeated? He had Shaq, Kobe, MJ, and Scotty. He didn't win all his games. Should he never train a coach again? Like, bro, we got to stop it, man. Like, shout out to Brian Norman Sr. I think they can bounce back. Will they bounce back? Is yet to be seen. I'm not an oracle. I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not a prognosticator doc. But give him a chance. Gosh dang, bro. Give him a chance. Yeah, shout out to Ty, man. Bozy doing his thing. He got, of course, he's doing a wonderful thing with his son, the former unified welterweight champion with the WBA, IBF belt and the lineal belt, you know, the Ring Magazine belt, you know, and then he destroyed Lima in one round, who was never been stopped before, and he was an IBO champ, only had one loss to Aaron McKenna. That's Bozy's work right there. That Bozy also had his work displayed with Andy Cruz being a highly ranked and highly respected contender. You know what I'm saying? Then he also has on the women's side, the female side, he has the IBF 154 junior middleweight champion O'Shea Jones. Hopefully she'll get to fight Michaela Mayer for Undisputed. That'd be dope. You see what I'm saying? That's also Bozy Ennis's work. You see what I'm saying? He also has Scooter Fulton, you know what I'm saying? Stephen Coolboy Fulton, who's a 126-pound featherweight WBC champion, moving up to 130 to go fight O'Shaquie Foster for his WBC version of the belt at 130. So he has a nice stable too. You know what I'm saying? I think Bozy and Bomac and Robert Garcia are the top three trainers right now, but I have to lean towards, especially with the Bam Rodriguez win, I got to lean towards Robert Garcia taking that trainer of the year again, but I wouldn't be mad at anybody picking Bozy. You feel me? So, I just think we got to be patient, man. Brian Norman took 1 L, bro. He took 1 L. It's okay. It's okay, dog. It should be okay. It should be. I don't know if it is. Shout out to Ty. Yep. El Gato. Yep. Jack Catterall. El Gato, the cat. Cool boy. Yep. O'Shea Jones. Yep. Shout out to my brother Ty. But yeah, I'm not going for a senior not being good, man. Just like I would, but you know me, I'm guilty of maybe I've given people too much grace, right? Because I also gave Bill Haney grace because Bill Haney brought Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, coached him up to be the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era as a male and a multi-division champion. Bill Haney and Devin Haney were cheated by an overweight PED popping bum in Ryan Garcia. Let me say that again. He was cheated by a PED popping, overweight goofball in Ryan Garcia. And people said that Bill Haney is a bad trainer because they lost to a cheater.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
I'm telling you, it's crazy, bro. When these father-son trainers, these father-son duos, they're always one loss away from being a bad trainer. It's ridiculous, bro. It's crazy. You don't think Freddie Roach ever lost some fights? Hell, Shingo Inoue with Takuma Inoue, yeah. Shout out to Takuma Inoue and Shingo Inoue, you know, the father. But Takuma Inoue just won a WBC vacant belt at bantamweight, right? This morning we watched it against Tenshin Nasukawa. But Takuma Inoue also just lost to Seiya Sutsumi. That's in his last fight. That's how he lost the WBA belt. Did anybody tell Shingo Inoue to pack it up? No, because we remember that he's doing a phenomenal job still, and he has Naoya Inoue, and he has his cousin Koki Inoue as fighters. Like, bro, everybody's not going to make it, bro. Everybody's not going to be a superstar, bro. Even if Brian Norman doesn't bounce back, Brian Norman Sr. may be able to take somebody else and make them a champion, bro. Like, you know how many, bro, there's so many boxers. You know how few of them become a champion, let alone the youngest champion or current champion, you know what I'm saying? Which Brian Norman was for a little bit until Xander Zayas acquired his belt when he beat Jorge Garcia Perez. So we got to chill out, man. I'm not saying Brian Norman Sr. is cut for the same cloth as a Freddie Roach or a Bozy Ennis or Robert Garcia or whoever else you want to say is a great trainer. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Nazeem Richardson. I'm not saying he's Emmanuel Stewart. Rest in peace. You know, I'm not saying who he is or who he ain't. I'm just saying give the Joker a chance. Gosh, dang. Well rested said maybe he should take a vacation to do something at 54 while they figure it out. Ty says if he fight Karen, he catching a. Yeah, I think Karen is. I don't think you should fight Karen right now. I think you should get a bounce back fight. You know, and Top Rank is pretty good with that, man. 2 Cents says nah, Norman Senior is not good. I disagree. Remember they were on Bosey's set. Remember when speaking to Karen, right? Shout out to Ty. Remember when Boots was fighting Karen, they wanted to pack up Bosey in a victory. You heard me? Bosey had Boots beat Karen, even drop Karen, but because he didn't stop Karen, people were questioning Bosey innocent skills because we overheard 2 seconds of advice that he gave in the corner in 1 round. All of a sudden, Bosey's questionable. Same with Angel Garcia too. You know, when Danny Garcia lost, I remember people questioning Angel Garcia as well. It's like, bro, gosh dang, bro, like we gotta be perfect. And even when you don't, even when you win, even Boots ain't even lose. I remember I made videos defending Bosey. I'm lying, Ty? Tell me I'm lying, Ty. I had to make videos defending Bosey, bro. It's insane. It's insane. And even with Robert Garcia, I made a video defending him even when Gary Anton Russell smoked Rayo. I was like, bro, yeah, he looked bad, but we got to remember Robert Garcia has a pretty extensive stable. He has a large quantity of fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not giving anybody excuses. I'm just saying give people a little bit of grace, man. Players mess up too, man. Gosh, Lee, bro. Jeez, I'm peas. It's insane, man. It's insane, bro. Everybody got to be perfect, man. Ain't none of us perfect, man. None of us perfect, man. Do I think that Senior looked bad? Yes, because I feel like Senior he underestimated Devin Haney, and he admitted that himself. He said, yeah, we underestimated Devin Haney, and I thought you can't do that, man. You can't think like, I really feel like Brian Norman thought that Devin Haney couldn't hurt his son. And what's indicative of that, what's a testament to that, is the fact that, the very round before Brian Norman got dropped, what did Brian Norman Sr. tell his son? He said, hey, step to him. He can't hurt you. I told you that. He can't hurt you. And then fire. It was very poetic. He got dropped because that's why you got to stick with us, man. I literally talked about this. The first 2 issues of the Boxing Talk Family's newsletter called Doc's Corner. What do I talk about, chat? I talked about footwork and how imperative it is to success. And I also talked about what? Power in the 2nd issue. And what did I say about power? The headline of the newsletter was everybody has power. That was literally the 2nd issue of Doc's newsletter. My news. I don't know why I spoke in 3rd person right there, but it was the 2nd issue of my newsletter. And I said that we need to look out for which fight? Devin Haney versus Brian Norman, because Devin Haney could use footwork and leave Brian Norman powerless. Yeah, your boy good with words. You feel me? Your boy good with words. Emphasis on the power part. But yeah, I talked about it, bro. Because power is not just how hard you hit, how strong. I mean, it's about how hard you hit, but it's not just that. It's not just about how strong you are. It's about your timing. It's about your placement. It's about your positioning, your balance, your delivery. Look at Terrence Crawford. You think that Terrence Crawford hit Errol Spence the hardest he's ever been hit? Or did he just catch him with good timing every single time? He caught him with nice counter punches. He hit Errol Spence when he wasn't ready for it. The shots that you don't see coming hurt. The shots that you don't see coming hurt the most. Brian Norman got hit with a shot he didn't see coming. And another sign of poetic justice was what got him in trouble. Say it with me now. The left hook. It was a left hook that started, that hit Brian Norman Jr. with a stanky leg. The same left hook that we act like Devin Haney's the only boxer on earth that gets hit with. Even though Naya Inoue got dropped by a left hook from Ramon Cardenas. Even though Naya Inoue got dropped by a left hook by Louis Neary. Devin Haney hit Brian Norman Jr. with a left hook and made him do the stanky leg, and then he finished it with a 1-2. A very fundamental 1-2, and dropped him. I don't think that was the hardest Brian Norman's ever been hit. I honestly don't. I don't know, but I think it was. I would say it's a little bit. He said it was a flash knockdown. I wouldn't say it was a flash knockdown. I would say it was a flash knockdown, obviously because he recovered, but I think he was hurt. So flash knockdown is like what Bam Rodriguez was hit with during Juan Francisco Estrada. Remember when Juan Francisco Estrada dropped Bam Rodriguez? That was a flash knockdown. Like, it hurt, but it was more so like, dang, I ain't see that one coming. Got right back up. You was good. But no, Brian Norman was holding and stuff like that and surviving for that round. So it was more than a flash, but he was just and a testament to him and his cojones and his resiliency and his mental fortitude and physical fortitude. He recovered and he finished the fight. So there's positive takeaways from that fight with Devin Haney if you're Brian Norman. So we'll see how he adjusts. And he did adjust in the latter portion of the fight. I thought it was a closer fight than most. I thought Brian Norman won the last 3 rounds. But the rightful person won. Devin Haney did. And it is what it is, man. But I definitely think there's some positives that Brian Norman could take from that and bounce back. You feel me? Let me catch up to some messages. These guys aren't Mandos. They got to fight their way into the spot. Tons of people just calling out names, and these champs only want risk worth the rewards. I'm not mad at that, Ray Davis. I'm not mad at that at all. Oscar says, Oster, he'll beat Karen. He ain't doing him like Brian Norman though. Ooh wee. Ramon says Devin Haney downloaded the first round and knocked them down in the second. That too. Come on now, he was ready for it. Devin Haney prepared. Devin Haney. Let me tell you the difference. Devin Haney prepared for what Brian Norman was. Brian Norman prepared for what they thought Devin Haney was. That's the difference. They looked at Jose Carlos Ramirez and probably thought Devin Haney was really gun shy, and it was more indicative of Devin Haney did that to Jose Carlos Ramirez because he knew he could, and he knew he could win. He does change his game plan. He has a different. You could see it. You can see his game plan is different with Lomachenko than it was Regis Prograis. It was different with Jose Carlos Ramirez than it was Regis Prograis. It was different with Brian Norman than it was Jose Carlos Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman prepared for what they thought Devin Haney was. Devin Haney prepared for what he knew Brian Norman was. I think that was a big difference. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man, and I'm not saying this to take away from Devin Haney, but I really believe. I'm not saying Devin Haney would lose. I'm not saying Brian Norman would win. But I'm saying that I think that if they could have prepared differently, hindsight's 2020 always, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I think if Brian Norman could go back, it'll be a totally different fight. That I'm not saying that, like I said, I'm not saying he has enough to beat Devin Haney, but I think it would be a totally different fight if they would have approached it with what they know now. But hey, man, you live and you learn. Sometimes you got to touch the stove and see that thing hot. Some people could look and see the stove hot. Some people got to touch it to get burned. Brian Norman wanted the latter. He got to touch it to get burned. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I blame Brian Norman Sr. more than I blame Brian Norman. But it's a team effort. You know what I'm saying? It's a team effort. But yeah, man, what I want to say is shout out to Devin Haney, man. That's all I want to say. Most importantly, shout out to Devin Haney. I do think that I know this is going to rub some feathers. I don't know if 2 cents is in here, but I'm going to open up the phone line soon. But I want to talk about a couple of things. And I want to say that Devin of the Faux Kings, and when I say faux, I'm not saying faux from the hood. I'm saying not like the number 4. I'm saying faux like fake, like FAUX. The faux, like the fake 4 Kings, which is Shakur, Devin, Tank, and Teofimo. I'm not saying fake like disrespectful. So I'm not. That's why I said faux, not fake. I'm not saying fake like disrespectful. I'm just saying they're not the 4 Kings of Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran. You know what I'm talking about? They're not them. You feel me? Tommy Hearns, Hitman Hearns. What I'm saying is that let me say the new 4 Kings then, okay? Because fake sounds like I'm hating. Like the new age 4 Kings, which I think is overrated for what they are. I think that Devin Haney is the best of them. Now, when I say the best of them, I don't mean, you know me, I'm picking Gervonta Tank Davis. I think Gervonta Tank Davis beats Shakur. I think Gervonta Tank Davis beats Devin. I think Gervonta Tank Davis beats Tio. And I think Gervonta Tank Davis, well, he already beat Ryan. But yeah, I think he beats the other 3, right? But if I'm talking about from a career standpoint, there's 2 ways that you could look at it. And I think one way is definitively Devin, and that's by your resume as far as accolades go. But to me, your resume is not just the trophies, right? Not just the accolades, but it's also the personnel. I think it encompasses your entire career. But let's just say some people look at resume, when they say resume, they just talk about your accolades and achievements. So I think that's clearly Devin Haney, undisputed 3-division champion. Clearly Devin Haney over Tio, Shakur, and Tank, right? But where I say where Tank could still take it is from a personnel standpoint. He's fought a lot more champions, right? He's fought Hector Luis Garcia. You say he brought him up, whatever. He was still a champion that was undefeated. He fought another Garcia. Ryan Garcia, which I don't really give him too much credit, but some people think that's his best win. I think you're crazy. I think that's his most popular win, but I think there's a difference. But Ryan Garcia was undefeated, and he's probably on steroids too at the time. He beat him, right? But he also beat Rolly Romero, who's a champion right now. WBA welterweight champion. That's a good win. He also beat the undefeated Frank Martin. He was a highly ranked contender. That's a good win. Frank the Ghost Martin. He also beat Mario Barrios, who was also undefeated at the time. He's a current welterweight champion right now. WBC, right? Not to mention the Hall of Famer. I consider him Hall of Famer. He's not in there yet, but the guy who only has 2 losses, and I think he has 38 wins. And one of those losses he avenged, Leo Santa Cruz. You could say he brought him up, but no one says Lomachenko brought up Guillermo Rigondeaux. They just say Lomachenko beat Rigondeaux, right? They don't emphasize that he brought up the Cuban legend in Guillermo Rigondeaux. They just say he beat Rigondeaux, right? So I think it's fair for me to say that Gervonta Tank Davis beat Leo Santa Cruz, and Leo Santa Cruz only has one other loss, and that's to Carl Frampton. And by the way, he avenged that loss. So Leo Santa Cruz is a good win as well. You feel me? But now with Tank being in limbo as far as his future goes and not seeming like he could fully commit to the sport, you know what I'm saying, with his mental and then also his alleged domestic violence cases, which is terrible. You know, he should be reprimanded for that if it's true. You feel me? But that's neither here nor there. I do think that from a personnel standpoint, you can make a good argument. I think even still with Devin Haney beating Brian Norman, considering that he moved up to 147. Now, I know there's an argument. Like I've said this before too. It's up to you how you want to see it. Do you want to see this as his first fight at welterweight? You can, because technically this is his first fight. But he did fight at catchweight. And I've said this many a times, that he fought at catchweight at 144 against Jose Carlos Ramirez. So some people consider anything above the lower division below is automatically at the division above. So anything above 140 is 147. Some people look at it like that. I'm kind of in between. I would say I would count Brian Norman being the first fight at welterweight, but I do have to acknowledge that he took a baby step at 144 to get there. So with Jose Carlos Ramirez. So I think it just needs to be mentioned. You feel me? But I do think Brian Norman Jr. being an undefeated champion that we consider the best, I think that's a pretty good name. I know people say, oh, well, he was green. Nobody knew him. Bro, we always give credit to the guy that's the first person to beat another guy. Come on, that's how boxing works. You see what I'm saying? Caleb, when Cinnamon beat when my favorite fighter beat one of my other favorite fighters, Caleb Plant, we give Cinnamon more credit for beating Caleb Plant than we give David Benavidez. Not just because it was to establish the first ever undisputed champion at 168 super middleweight. That's dope too. But also because that was Caleb Plant's first loss. He had an aura of invincibility around him. So David Benavidez's win over Caleb Plant was good. It's not as good as Cinnamon. You see what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, Rolly beating Ryan Garcia was an upset. That's cool. But it's not as good as Gervonta Tank Davis beating Ryan Garcia because it's the first person to do it. Come on. We know that. That's how boxing works, man. So with Brian Norman, he's a champion, an undefeated champion of that. I got to give Devin Haney a lot of credit for that. And not to mention, you know, George Kambosos, Lomachenko. A lot of people try to say Lomachenko was controversial. Well, you got to do your history, right? And history will show that Devin was not the first person to beat Loma. He had 2 losses, one from Orlando Salido and one from Teofimo, right? But as controversial as it could have been, I'm going to be honest. I thought Lomachenko edged it out. I thought Lomachenko won 7-5. But unlike most people, I don't think it was a robbery because it was a close fight. To me, a robbery is when you clearly have a winner and you clearly have a guy or girl that came up short. So, for example, I think there's no way in hell Natasha Jonas beat Michaela Mayer. To me, that's a robbery. I think there's no way in hell Arnold Barbosa beat Sean McComb. That's a robbery. I think there's no way in hell Hobson Kasesau beat Oshaki Foster. That's a robbery. Lomachenko and Devin Haney is a fight that could have went either way. If you had Devin Haney winning, I think that's justifiable. If you had Lomachenko winning, I think that's justifiable. If you had a draw, I think that's justifiable. So it was just a close fight that went for Devin Haney. It was not a robbery. But that's not even the part that I want you to consider. I want you to consider next time you call it a robbery, why didn't Lomachenko rematch? Why didn't he elect to have the rematch? It's documented that Lomachenko appealed the fight. Remember, he was crying and stuff like that. I don't hold that against him, but if other people cry, we will hold him against him. I like Lomachenko. I know it sounds like I'm being hard on him. He just happens to fit this conversation and this topic very well because he's a former opponent, adversary of Devin Haney. Not picking on Lomachenko. But Lomachenko is 18-3. And he lost to Devin Haney, and he appealed it, but he didn't appeal to get the rematch like O'Shaquie Foster did. O'Shaquie Foster appealed, and he wanted the rematch, and he was granted the rematch, and he fought the rematch, right? Lomachenko appealed. He wanted the victory overturned in his favor. He wanted the loss turned into a W, but they denied it, but they did grant him a rematch. You know what he said? He declined the rematch. Does that sound like somebody that was confident that they could, even if they thought they won, does that sound like somebody that was confident they could do it again? I think the clear answer is no. So next time you think that it's Devin Haney got away with one, they were willing to give Lomachenko, according to my understanding, a rematch. Lomachenko didn't want it. So does that sound like somebody that got robbed? I know O'Shaquie Foster felt like he got robbed. He was granted the rematch, and he took advantage of it. Lomachenko didn't. So I think you just got to consider that too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was a robbery. Could Lomachenko have won? Yeah, I scored it 7-5 in favor of Loma, but I don't think it was a robbery. I don't think, I think it was a close fight. Could have went either way, and that's okay. Shout out to Seth from Pet in the building. Oscar says, Dr. Boxing Talk, Paulie did some growling, and he gave Devin his flowers. Oh, he did some growing. Excuse me. I said growling. He did some growing, excuse me. He did some growing, and he gave Devin his flowers. Shout out to Paulie Malignaggi. About time. Now that boy Tim Bradley looks like a fool. The milk dud head Tim Bradley. Hey man, chill on Tim. Tim get over. Yeah, Tim be doing too much though sometimes. Porter didn't compromise. Half stepping with his takes. Shout out to Sean Porter. Yeah man. I feel like if anybody picked Brian Norman, you got to give Devin Haney his credit. And even if you pick Devin Haney, you still got to give Brian Norman. We got to normalize. That's what this channel's for. We gonna normalize giving people their credit, man. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose, man. It's okay, bruh. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I promise it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Lamont, what did I do? When Lamont Roach fought Gervonta Tank Davis, did I tear down Lamont Roach? Did I say, oh, Lamont Roach shouldn't be calling for a rematch? Did I say, oh, Lamont Roach is weak because he wants to I didn't say that. I applauded Lamont Roach. And you know Gervonta Tank Davis is one of my favorite fighters, but I like boxing. Lamont Roach fought a hell of a fight. And you could say that it was controversial in nature because of the knee. That wasn't, the points weren't deducted. And the interaction with the face Whiteman down. You know what I'm saying? Tank got the little boosty in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Whiteman down. So, you know, and but I also say that, hey, Jack Catterall got the little boosty in the corner too during Harlem Eubank fight. And no one got mad at that. He got the white me down too. Nobody complained in the middle of the round. It's funny how we highlight certain things when we don't like, when we dislike or we like a fighter, we highlight or ignore things accordingly. Nah, bro, call it out. Zele Zhang, he took a knee against Ajit Cabello. The referee missed that. Nobody, there was no uproar. There was no outrage. Why not? Because you don't really care about boxing, man. You care about the gosh dang outrage and, you know, making sure that the fighter that you dislike gets judgment and the fighter that you like goes unscathed. That's weird. Excuse me. Ooh, that water tastes good, boy. But yeah, man. Shout out to Seth from Pesa. Thanks for keeping it real. I said it myself. Also said Loma is a freaking bird. Let's stop talking about losers. Nah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I do think think Loma is one of the few fighters that lost 3 of his 21 fights, and we consider her great. But Lomachenko, you know, it was always exciting watching him. You know what I'm saying? He did some things. He Nomas, the Jamaican badman, Nicholas Axeman Walters. You know what I'm saying? Got to give him credit for that. He beat Gary Russell Jr. Got to give him credit for that. You see what I'm saying? He beat Guillermo Rigondeaux. Give him credit for that. He did step up and fight T.O. You feel me? Well, I take that back. It was not a step up. T.O. was an underdog. T.O. upset him, so I take that back. But he did fight Devin Haney. You see what I'm saying? He had a nice win recently over George Kambosos where he stopped him. You know what I'm saying? So Loma is a good fighter. I'm not mad at anybody thinking he's a bit overrated. But like I said, Lomachenko is one of those guys that the media will make you dislike him. It's not his fault. He seems like a good, upstanding, stand-up individual. But the way the media act like he could, I don't know. They act like they're so quick to they're so quick to be dismissive of others and throw them under the bus, but it seems like they just anoint Lomachenko and forget certain things. So it makes it hard to like him due to the media, not because of him though. It's because of the media. Top Dog says, I'm still pissed he messed up Walter's whole career. Come on, man. Hey, that hurt me too, man. But hey, but see, Top Dog, I gotta give him credit. I was going for Axeman, the Jamaican badman. You know my thing. But like I said, bro, I respect the game so much that I can't be mad at Loma. I gotta give Loma credit because I know what Axeman just did to Nonito Donaire, the Filipino Flash. So if you could go and stop him in the corner, I got to give, it's like Leo Santa Cruz. I tell people all the time, when Leo Santa Cruz was going against Gervonta Tank Davis, I was going for Leo Santa Cruz because I like Leo Santa Cruz more. But the way Gervonta Tank Davis hit him with a cinematic, dramatic, picture perfect uppercut, I'm talking about if you want to see a picture perfect textbook uppercut, you know how they say, if you want to know how to shoot the basketball, go watch Ray Allen, go watch Klay Thompson. If you want to know how to throw an uppercut, go watch Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. How could I be mad at a winner? It's like with Brian Norman, bro. I feel like I'm pretty good at picking fights. And I know what I see. I'm not saying that I'm infallible or I'm perfect, but when I see somebody do something spectacular, whether I'm going for them or not, I got to take off my hat, bro. That's how boxing works, bro. Why would I be mad at somebody because they won? What are we doing, bro? I was going for Errol Spence over Terrence Crawford. In fact, there's only 2 times I went against Terrence Crawford. That was against Errol Spence, and I was super wrong. And that was against Cinnamon, and I was wrong again. Why the heck would I dislike Terrence? He's one of my favorite fighters. I tell people that all the time. I like when my favorite fighters fight. I like Canelo. I want him to fight Benavidez. I don't understand the people that coddle their favorite fighter. Oh, that's my favorite fighter, so I like Tank, so I don't want him to fight Shakur. What kind of nonsense is that? I like Tank. I want him to go knock Shakur's block off. And if Shakur wins, shout out to Shakur. I like Zerto Ramirez. I want him to go fight Ja Pataya. And if Ja Pataya wins, shout out to Ja Pataya. Like I don't understand that. Like that's not fandom to me. That's like groupie stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't relate to a groupie, man. I can't relate to a groupie. I like the sport because I like to see the best fight the best. I was excited when I seen Caleb Plant and Canelo fight because it was 2 of my favorite fighters and they're fighting. They represent 2 great guys. What do we talk? Why do we watch? You like Naya Inoue because you don't want him to fight Junto Nakatani? What type of nonsense is that? What bigger way to show that you believe in your fighter is if you're a Devin Haney fan than to go see Devin Haney fight Shakur or Gervonta? Why would you not want that fight? Don't you want to see Devin Haney win? If you're a Devin Haney fan, don't you want to see Tank win? If you're a Tank fan, don't you want to see Shakur prove it? If you're a Shakur fan, don't you want to see Teofimo prove it? If you're a Teo fan? I don't get it, bro. You guys dang right I want Teofimo and Shakur to fight. You guys dang right. I like him. Well, I don't like Teofimo because he be on some racist stuff, but he's a good fighter. Yeah. Shout out to Oster. He said, Doc, I got all the love for you in the world, homie. However, nobody want to hear that shit. Bro, I said Loma's good, and Oster said... Oster said, Doc, now you capping. You ain't go for no gosh dang Tank Leo over. I put on everything. I put on everything. I did. And you know what's funny? I was torn. Like I'm gonna give you another one. I was torn between. I'm gonna give you another one. I was torn. What's the name? Well, you just gave me. I just had a brain fart. My bad. Give me a second. Oh yeah, I'll give you another one. Canelo. I was rooting for Triple G. Triple G is one of my favorite fighters, bro. The first fight, I was leaning towards Triple G over Canelo. I like Canelo and I like Triple G, but at that point in their careers, I like Triple G a little bit more than I like Canelo. Sometimes I don't know until I was torn again. Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather. I like Mayweather more, but I was torn going into the fight, and then like right as they were coming out, that's when I knew I was like, okay, I'm going for Mayweather. I'm going for Mayweather because my heart was going that way. You see what I'm saying? So like, so you know me, man. I could tell you who I think is gonna win, and I could tell you who I'm rooting for. Sometimes those are 2 completely different things. Like Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang. I was rooting for Deontay, but I told you that Zhilei Zhang was gonna win. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes they align. You know what I'm saying? I thought Canelo was gonna win, and I was rooting for him, but I was wrong with Terrence Crawford. You know? So when Canelo fought Triple G the first time, I was leaning towards Triple G because I liked Triple G at that point. I liked him a little more. than I like Canelo. And I'll give you another example. When what's the name fought Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, I was torn there too. I didn't know that one. I was just like, man, I don't really care who wins because I like them both. Yeah, there's a lot of times that I'm torn, bro. At that time in Leo Santa Cruz, I like Leo Santa Cruz. At that moment, I like Leo Santa Cruz more than I like Gervonta. You gotta understand, Gervonta was still coming up. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta wasn't. And when I first heard of Gervonta, I kind of looked at him like how Kermel Moulton is right now. I'm not a big fan of Kermel Moulton. I feel no disrespect to Kermel Moulton. I think he's good. But to me, Kermel Moulton is just like how Tank was when he first came up. Like, I feel like a lot of his hype is, I don't want to say undeserved, because you deserve whatever you could get. But I think a lot of it is like, why do we talk about Kermel Moulton more than we talk about Scooter Davis or Steven Navarro? Because his name's attached to Floyd, right? So, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it is. So it's like when I see stuff like that, I'd be like, oh, okay. I don't really get too excited. He still got to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like, bro, that's what I like a fighter. That's why I like him so much, because they prove it. I didn't always like Canelo when he first was on the scene, but then he proved to me like, okay, bet this dude, he's that guy. That's why I started liking him, because I know what I should say with Gervonta Tank Davis. I didn't always like Gervonta Tank Davis. Bro, I don't work like that, bro. I don't know. I don't, there's very few people that I'd be like, oh yeah, man, I like that person straight right off the bat. It's like they earned my fandom. Canelo earned my fandom. Gervonta earned my fandom. That's why I rock with him so much. Yes, sir. Shout out to Oscar. He said, just like Tank, his wins aging good. Yeah. Loma losses don't seem that bad. They also age good. I agree with that, Oscar. I agree with that. Loma's wins age well. I mean, losses age well. But yeah, and then I'm gonna open up the phone lines. I got one more topic to cover. I got one more topic to cover, man. One more topic to cover. For your listening pleasure, we are now on Spotify under Dr. Boxing Talk. The same thing on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, everything. Dr. Boxing Talk, man. Come rock with us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And it's crazy because the main the one more topic is the main topic. We get caught up talking so much, man. Shout out to the chat, man. You keep us going and going. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. I appreciate the love. You feel me? Hit the super chat. Hit the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Become a member. All that good stuff in bonbons, man. Follow on YouTube. Follow, subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitter. Follow on TikTok. Follow on Instagram. All that good stuff in bonbons. Blue Sky. We on Blue Sky too. We everywhere, baby. You feel me? Spotify. Hey, for those of you, for your listening pleasure, you know what I'm saying? Like the little ad just said, we are on Spotify, man. If you commuting to work, tap in on the Spotify. And don't forget to smack the like. Smack the hype buttons on YouTube. Smack the full 5 stars on Spotify. All that good stuff, man. That's free support. So if you can't contribute monetarily, ain't no excuses, man. That's free support right there. Move them thumbs. You know what I'm saying? Get it popping with them phalanges. You feel me? Don't be stingy. You hear me? All right, so moving on. Doc, now that's a fact. I appreciate that, Oster. I appreciate that, my brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to Fredo. Fredo says Steve Collins is going into the Hall of Fame. Yep. With Triple G, and the man never won a real belt, only WBO, which wasn't recognized till around 2007. Yeah, man, there's some people that are in the Hall of Fame that we don't realize, where we're trying to gatekeep other fighters, that sometimes the fighters that we're trying to gatekeep out of the Hall of Fame, there's some fighters that are probably more accomplished than some of the guys in the Hall of Fame. But like, you know, we were talking about that before. It is about impact as well. But yeah, moving on, man. So like I said, Devin Haney, bruh. You know, I think it's very hard to argue against Devin Haney being having a great career, right? And being one of the more accomplished boxers out right now. But you know who did it? You know who didn't appreciate that performance? Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, and you know who else didn't appreciate it? The cheater, Conor Benn.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all. Right. So
the egg popper, the scrambled egg boiling, fried egg eating, Conor Benn, right? They said that, you know, Devin Haney fought scary. He doesn't look like he believes in himself. So that's why they don't want to fight him. Yeah, you heard me correctly. They said, both of them, Devin Haney fights like a scared fighter, and he doesn't believe in himself, and he's scared of power, and is scared to be touched, even scared to be touched by his own shadow.
What?
but they don't want to fight him.
What?
Even though Devin Haney's a champion and he'd be a fight that they wouldn't be worried about, they don't want to fight him.
What?
But there's another guy that's a stablemate of Conor Benn who's a champion. His name is Lewis Crocker. Yeah, Lewis Crocker is on Matchroom. He's the 147-pound IBF champion. Conor Benn doesn't want to fight him either.
What?
And he said he doesn't want to fight him because of the IBF rehydration clause.
What?
The same Conor Benn just fought Chris Eubank under a rehydration clause.
What?
Oh, but it gets better. There's another guy called Jack Catterall. He wants to fight Devin Haney. And Jack Catterall's on Matchroom.
What?
So Eddie Hearn, on one hand, for one fighter, Conor Benn, he doesn't want him to fight Devin Haney because Conor Benn dreams of the green belt, which is the WBC belt. But then his other fighter, Jack Catterall, I guarantee he supports Jack Catterall fighting Devin Haney. So what does that sound like to you, chat? It sounds like they don't believe that Conor Benn could beat Devin Haney. That's what it sounds like to me. It doesn't sound like he's even fully against having one of his fighters fight Devin Haney. It's just that he doesn't want that certain fighter in Conor Benn to fight Devin Haney. And we're okay with that. Shout out to Conor Benn, man. He did have a great victory over Chris Eubank Jr. Got to give him his credit, you know. Whatever they agreed to, whatever they negotiated, whatever the terms were, they agreed upon them and brought the fight into fruition. And he put a W in the win column, put a tally in the win column for the Benns, right? Because Chris Eubank Sr. beat his father, Nigel Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. beat Conor Benn. Now Conor Benn finally got the Benns in the win column. So shout out to him. You know, regardless of the circumstances, shout out to him. But I'm just tired of it, man. Stop it, bro. You don't want to fight Lewis Crocker because of the IBF rehydration clause. If Mario Barrios was the IBF champion, you would want to fight Mario Barrios. Let's be honest. You don't think that you... And Lewis Crocker should be an easy fight to facilitate because y'all both on the same promotional company. Y'all both Matchroom fighters. But I will give Eddie Hearn an excuse, right? Because it would be better if Conor Benn gets a different belt, and then he can make an in-house unification between Lewis Crocker and Conor Benn, and then the unification could circumvent the IBF imposed rehydration limit of 10 pounds, right? You can't make 10 pounds. If you can't be within 10 pounds the day of the fight, bro, for the morning weigh-in, you got to move your fat ass up, bro. You eating too much biscuits. You eating too much bread, cheese, butter. Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous, man. Well Rested says if Barrios told Conor Benn no, when Ryan tells him no, they come to Haney. I don't think he has any interest in fighting Haney, man. I think like Conor Benn says it himself, man. He even talked about fighting Ryan Garcia. You know, I think he's using the WBC belt. It is probably the most what could I say? The belt that holds the most prestige. It's the most prestigious belt. Yes, I give him that. But you never been a champion, brother. You should get it how you live. Get it any way you can, whether it's through the IBF. Go ahead and get that red belt, or the WBA. Go ahead and get that black belt, or the WBO. Go ahead and get that red and blue belt, or the WBC. Get the green belt. And you can't be beggars can't be choosers. You haven't, just like Ryan Garcia. The only thing that Conor Benn has done successfully was cheat. Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn are two cheaters. Now, if they could fight each other and have a full PED enhanced matchup, that'd be cool for the enhanced games in Las Vegas where they allow performance enhancing drugs. That's coming up in the summer. Let them fight in that. It'll be the inaugural boxing match for the enhanced games, and Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia could fight each other, use all the PEDs, pop all the ostarine, the clenbuterols, the creatine, the extra testosterone, the nandrolone, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? The ashwagandha pills, the scrambled eggs, whatever you want to do. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all a bunch of cheaters.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
But what you're not going to do as a cheater is try to convince me that, oh, it's not that I that it's not that I just don't want to fight him for the belt because of the rehydration clause, and it's not that I don't think I could win, but you know, Devin Haney is boring. If it was just that he was boring, then and he was beatable, then you would fight him. But it's not because he's boring, it's because you don't think he's beatable. You feel me? So yeah, I'm just tired of the nonsense, man. Call it what it is. Stop lying to the people. You know what I'm saying? We don't believe you. You need more people. But I will say this though. Shout out to Devin Haney. He wants to fight Ryan Garcia. If Ryan Garcia beats Mario Barrios, I think a lot of people are. I don't know if people have selective memory or a short memory, or they just plain stupid. Like, a lot of people think that it's a given that Ryan Garcia will beat Mario Barrios. Last time we thought it was a given, Ryan Garcia lost. In fact, he lost his last fight, and that was to Rolly Romero, right? Yeah, he lost to Rolly Romero. That's why he's not a WBA champion right now. But people make it seem like it's a given that he's going to beat the WBC champion Mario Barrios. I don't know why. Ryan Garcia's best win is who? Luke Campbell? I mean, I guess Oscar Duarte, that's looking a little better, but even Oscar Duarte just got by the skin of his teeth against Kenneth Sims Jr. in Chicago, right? So that was a good win, but I guess that win is aging well, but his best win is Luke Campbell or Javier Fortuna. I don't know. But his best performance is associated with PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, a whole lot of it, and being overweight. So I have no reason to believe that he'll beat Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, they both have a commonality of Gervonta Tank Davis, and they both lost. Mario Barrios lasted longer than Ryan Garcia. So he, even in a loss, he lost better than Ryan Garcia. And then he also fought another guy who's probably Hall of Fame bound, and Keith one-time Thurman, and he went the distance. Right? Yeah, he went the distance. Ryan Garcia lost to Rolly Romero. I like Rolly. Rolly's not better than Keith Thurman. So why do you think that he'll beat Mario Barrios again? Mario Barrios is also a champion. Ryan Garcia has never been a champion. Mario Barrios hasn't looked that good. He had back-to-back draws, right? He had a draw with Abel Ramos, and he had a draw with a 46-year-old. Let me say that again. He had a draw with a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
He had a draw with a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, so he hasn't been looking the best, but Ryan Garcia hasn't been looking great either. He just came off of an L. So, you know, Mario Barrios' best win is probably Yordenis Ugas, right? Who came up, you know, shortly after him beating Manny Pacquiao. So Mario Barrios has the best win out of the two. He's the most accomplished out of the two. Even in the loss with Tank, he lasted longer out of the two. So why are we picking Ryan Garcia again? Why are we expecting Ryan Garcia? Why is it a given that Ryan Garcia is going to beat Mario Barrios? I'll wait. If anybody can enlighten me, please do. Educate me, please. I'm willing to learn. Fredo, can you tell me? Can oh, shout out to my brother Kendrick in the building. When you sneak in here, brethren. Shout out to my brother Unity, my brother Tufo in the building. What up, folk? Oh, I already said what's up to you. But can you tell me, Tufo? Why do we think Ryan Garcia is going to beat Mario Barrios again? Oscar, can you tell me, please? Can somebody please educate me? Why do we think that Ryan Garcia is just going to beat Mario Barrios? Why did we think that Ryan Garcia was just going to beat Rolly Romero? Another guy at the time that he fought him, they both lost to Tank, and Rolly did better. And only one of them was a champion, and that's Rolly Romero, not Ryan Garcia. I need help. Help. I need somebody help. Not just anybody. You know, I need someone to explain to me why they thought Ryan Garcia won. I want him to do well, but who says that? Yeah, well, rest exactly. So, I don't know. I don't know why we think that. I'm not talking about you individually. I'm speaking in general here. The general consensus is that Ryan Garcia is going to beat Mario Barrios. I don't know why. Shout out to my brother Kendrick. He said, I couldn't tell you because I had Rolly the whole time. Talk to him. Talk to him. Tufo says Barrios washed up and Ryan on that shit. Facts. Yeah, I'm not saying Ryan Garcia can't win. I'm not saying he shouldn't win, but why are we so convinced that Ryan Garcia is going to get the WBC belt from Mario Barrios, and then they're going to have a rematch with Devin Haney? It's going to be for the Unified Championship between the WBO and WBC. I don't know that's going to happen. It could happen, but I don't know that's going to happen. Barrios Volume versus Ryan Power. Come on now, Fredo. And like I told you, when hey, Fredo, can you enlighten me? When did Gervonta Tank Davis stop Mario Barrios? Was it early or was it late? Can you tell me the round? Please, if you don't mind. I just want to see something. Can you tell me the round that Rolly Romero, not Rolly, sorry. Can you tell me the round that Gervonta Tank Davis stopped Mario Barrios? If you don't mind, kind sir. If you don't mind, kind sir, sharing with the chat, what round did Gervonta Tank Davis stop Mario Barrios? I want to see something. I want to see something, Fredo. 11th, I think. Yeah, I think the same thing, my brother. That's funny that you think that. Great minds think alike. I think the same thing. So my point is saying that he didn't get stopped until the 11th. Gervonta Tank Davis is a more skilled boxer than Ryan Garcia. Gervonta Davis is a better puncher than Ryan Garcia. He's a better setup artist than Ryan Garcia. Has higher IQ than Ryan Garcia. He is more precise. Has better footwork. He has better pressure, better defense. And it took him to the 11th round. Now, Mario Barrios can be worn down. It's a different Mario Barrios. You know what I'm saying? It might be a different fight. But I have no reason to believe, even with Ryan Garcia's power, that he'll be able to touch Mario Barrios. You know another guy that Mario Barrios lost to? Because he only has 2 losses, right, Fredo? That other guy that he lost to was Keith Thurman. Does anybody think that that Ryan Garcia hits harder than Keith Thurman? Does anybody think that Ryan Garcia is a better boxer than Keith Thurman? I think the answer is an emphatic no and no. So, again, I ask again, why do we think that Ryan Garcia's power or any other attribute in his favor that you want to give to him, why do we think any characteristic of Ryan Garcia is going to be enough to do the job against Mario Barrios? What information do we have? You have none. You have none besides your emotions, and you want Ryan Garcia to win. That's it. There's nothing that you can point to and tell me definitively, oh yeah, Ryan Garcia has the advantage over Mario Barrios because of this, this, and this. He's definitely going to win because of this, this, and this. Come on, man. We have to wait until Ryan. We've been waiting a long time. Well rested. Hey, you've been waiting, and that's why you're well rested. Hey, I'm a beast, chat. That's why you're well rested, because you've been waiting for Ryan Garcia to become a champion. That's why you're well rested, brother. Yeah, that's exactly why you're well rested, because you've been waiting for Ryan Garcia to be a champion. I think you're gonna have to wait some more. You know what I'm talking about? I think we all gonna have to wait some more. Just don't hold your breath, because you'll be dumb dead. You'll be stiff as a brick. Don't hold your breath while you wait. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I would advise you not to hold your breath. Nobody hold your breath. Like I said, I am guilty. I like Mario Barrios, but I think that Mario Barrios is you feel me, Tufo? He well rested, huh? He well rested. You feel me, Ty? He well rested doing all that waiting. But I think that Ryan Garcia, I think yes. I think to say he's good, we have to wait until he's a champion. That's what we do for everybody else, right? People are telling me that Brian Norman Jr. is not good because he lost to Devin Haney. He was a champion. So yes, we have to wait to say, to declare that Ryan Garcia is good until he's a champion, because that's what we do for everybody else. Don't we? Why is he special? Because people tell me that people tell me that Rolly Romero's not good. He's been a champion multiple times. People tell me Brian Norman's not good. He was the youngest champion when he first acquired the belt. People tell me Xander Zayas isn't good. He's a belt holder. There's so many people tell me Mario Barrios isn't good. That's why we think Ryan Garcia will beat him by default. Some people don't even think Ryan Garcia has to bother fighting Mario Barrios. He's just going to win automatically. Mario Barrios is a champion with a better signature win than Ryan Garcia. So I ask again, why do we think Ryan Garcia is good? Can't give me an answer, because there's none. There's no answer to provide. It is what it is. So for me, I know some people think that Devin Haney's worth is dependent on rematching Ryan Garcia. I am not of that. I do not share that sentiment. I don't think that your value or your legacy is dependent on a guy that cheats. It was a no contest. We're not revising history. We don't practice revisionist history around here. It was a no contest. That means it didn't count. So I don't think that a guy who's accomplished has to prove anything against a guy who's not accomplished. You know, now being who I am, the person I am, I would love for him to get it back. And I think it doesn't matter if it's for a belt or not. But these people that make it seem like it's mandatory, it's obligatory for him to get it back. Why? No, that's your problem. That's you, that you're out of touch with reality. That's you. Like I said, once again, I'm not talking to you. When I say you, I'm speaking in generalities. I'm not speaking to anybody individually in the chat. I just get passionate when I talk. You know, I talk with a lot of passion. You know what I'm talking about? That's all. I'm not coming at anybody. Fredo says, I hate seeing Ryan getting these title shots back to back. Fredo, they doing everything to get him a belt back to back. Fredo, come on now. Shout out to Oster, said Dot, because Ryan told him he was winning. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's it. Facts. But yeah, I'm opening up the oh no, one more thing before we open up the phone lines. Tenshin Asakawa, I didn't say this, man. Shout out to Tenshin Asakawa, man. He took his first L against Takuma Inoue. I did mention it, but I didn't really talk about it. It was a good fight. Shout out to everybody that pulled up this morning. You know what I'm saying? Takuma Inoue is now a WBC belt holder. He had back-to-back title fights. He defended his belt unsuccessfully. He attempted to defend his belt, I guess, against when he had the WBA belt against Seiya Susumi, and then he turned around and got a WBC belt opportunity because Junta Nakatani moved up. So they fought for the vacant belt, him and Tenshin Asakawa. Tenshin Asakawa is a guy that fought Japanese contender that fought Floyd Mayweather. That's probably what he's most known for during the exhibition. I thought it was a close fight, man. I actually scored it a draw, but Takuma Inoue won. It was a good fight. I'm not mad at that. And Takuma Inoue, man, yeah, he's a title holder. Again, yeah, the smaller weights get afforded a lot more title shots than other weight divisions, unless you're Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia gets moved around like he's one of the smaller weight guys, because outside of the smaller weight, you don't really get back-to-back title shots, especially when you don't deserve it, you know, especially coming off of L's. That's usually a privilege that's isolated and reserved for the smaller weights. You know, you have Daigo Higa getting a WBO belt title shot and a WBA title shot back-to-back. Probably going to get another one back-to-back. You see what I'm saying? We have Takuma Inoue coming off of a loss, getting another title shot in another sanctioned bodies consecutively. You feel me? So, shout out to Ryan Garcia, man. He got the juice. But yeah, man, I'm about to open up the phone. Oh, one more thing. I know I keep saying one more thing. I want to talk about my pound for pound list, chat. A lot of people have been talking about this pound for pound. So the doc wants to give his pound for pound, updated pound for pound, top 10. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it to you. Oh yeah, DBT, Dr. Boxing Talks, pound for pound, and I'm gonna leave it open to the panel. You know what I'm saying, the Boxing Talk family, to call in, hotline bling me, and tell me if they agree or disagree. So number one, we got coming in at number one, we got Terrence Bud Crawford, aka Budrick, the first ever 3-time undisputed champion in the 4-belt era on the male side, because the first person to ever do it on all the boxing is Clarissa the Goat Shields on the women's side, one time for the ladies. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Clarissa Shields. But the first person to do it on the male sides is Terrence Bud Crawford. He's number one for me. Number two, coming in at number two, is the Ukrainian phenom, Alexander Usyk. I'm very feels, Chad. I'm very feels. Number three is a Japanese sensation, Naoya Monster Inoue. Number three, chat. Number four is the Mr. My Neck and My Back, and I don't know when I want to have the trilogy, Dmitry Bivol. That's number four, because he would be undisputed, but the WBC and President Mauricio Solomon thought it was appropriate to strip him of his WBC belt in favor of David Benavidez with most haste. I thought it was kind of rushed, but hey, they did it with urgency. You know what I'm talking about? But he's still number four for me. Number five is the American Jesse Bam Rodriguez, especially in light of his great victory over the Argentine former undefeated champion, Fernando Puma Martinez. That was a hell of a performance. I personally believe that Puma Martinez is his best win. Some people believe it's Carlos Cuadras, who just retired today because he just lost to a guy who was 2-0 in Suboy. Yeah, that happened this morning. Carlos Cuadras, as a result of that loss, he retired. But for everybody that says Carlos Cuadras, the legendary fighter, was a great win for Bam Rodriguez, I'm going to need you to keep that same energy and make it applicable to Suboy. Because suddenly we lose all sense of reason when it comes to Bam Rodriguez. I like Bam Rodriguez. That's why he's number 5. But I do not think Carlos Cuadras was a quality win. It was a great win for a namesake on paper. But I think Carlos Cuadras had like 44 fights. I think when he fought Bam Rodriguez, that was his 45th fight. What are we doing? And then they say, oh, his other great win was Wonget, right? Wonget, when he fought Bam Rodriguez, that was like his 53rd fight. What are we doing? And then he fought Juan Francisco Estrada. That was his 47th fight. El Gallo was crowing like a rooster. That rooster been crowed. You feel me? So why are these good wins? They're good wins by name. But then some people would say, oh, those are great wins for Bam Rodriguez. But then the same people would tell me, oh, when Canelo fought Triple G was old. When Canelo fought Sugar Shane Mosley, Sugar Shane was old. When he fought Miguel Cotto was old. When Floyd fought Sugar Shane, he was old. When AJ fought Klitschko, he was old. When Tyson Fury fought Klitschko, he was old. But when Bam Rodriguez fought Cuadras, Wonget, and Juan Francisco Estrada, they were spring chickens. The freak out of here, man. So to me, because I really watch boxing, his best wins are Sonny Edwards, Fumalele Cafu, because they were both undefeated in their primes. The UK brethren, Sonny Edwards, was an undefeated champion when Bam beat him. Fumalele Cafu just got off of a victory over the Japanese Kosei Tanaka. He was an undefeated. He was green. He only had like 11 wins, or 11 fights and 10 wins, something like that. I think he had a draw. But he had 2 draws. I think he had 11 wins. He was still a little green, but he was still undefeated, and he just came off of beating Kosei Tanaka, and he was a WBO champion when Bam beat him. And he just beat Puma Martinez, who was a WBA champion that just came off of beating Kazuta Ioka twice. And he beat a former champion, German Ancajas, the Filipino former champion. So I think those 3 wins are better than Cuadras, Estrada, and Wonget for what they really were at the time in which they fought him. If you want to talk about names, and of course, Cuadras is going to stick out. But you got to look at when they fought. That's important. Unless we're going to give Suboy credit for retiring Cuadras. I don't think we're going to do that. But anyway, Bam Rodriguez is number 5. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going for me. Number 6 is Devin the Dream Haney. We got Deebo'd coming in at number 6. Winning his title, winning a 3rd division title, a title in the 3rd division, the WBO, off of the previously undefeated Brian Norman Jr. So we have the American Devin Dream Haney beating the American former undefeated champion Brian Norman Jr. Devin Haney coming in at number 6. Number 7 is the Stone Cold Stoic Killer, Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev is number 7. Number 8. Y'all gonna be mad at me for number 8, chat. Oh, they gonna be mad at me, Oscar, for number 8, chat. They gonna be mad at me, Oscar. Number 8 is the gosh dang face of boxing. Yeah. Yeah. I forget about my boy Cinnamon. People try to take him off the list because he lost to another all-time great. Where's the shame in that? Canelo lost to Floyd Mayweather, arguably the greatest fighter of all time, right? He's one of the GOATs. ESPN just ranked Floyd Mayweather as a top 25 boxers in the last century. And Floyd was number 1. By the way, Canelo was also on that list, but Floyd was number 1. That's who he lost to. He lost to Dimitri Bivol, a guy who was undisputed at light heavyweight when Canelo moved up. We forget about that part. He moved up. And he came up short, but he moved up. And then he lost to Terrence Bud Crawford, the first ever 3-time undisputed champion in the 4-belt era on the male side. Where's the shame in that? Not to mention he beat Sugar Shane Mosley, beat Miguel Cotto, beat Austin No Doubt Trout, beat Caleb Plant, beat Billy Joe Saunders, beat Triple G. I could keep going. Beat Triple G 3 times. Well, he fought him 3 times. He fought him for every G in his name. Gennady Gennadovich Golovkin. He won twice and had a draw once. He beat Erizlani Lara. Now, I admit, I thought Erizlani Lara edged it out over Canelo because I'm a fair scorer. I think Canelo's my favorite fighter, but I thought Erizlani Lara edged it out. But yeah, Canelo fought a lot of people. So yeah, he's number 8 for me. Number 9 is a guy that is obsessed with Canelo Alvarez, but I'm not mad at him. Shout out to the monster, the Mexican monster, another monster. The Mexican monster, David Benavidez, is coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 9 is the Mexican monster, Benavidez. And then number 10 to round it out is personally one of my favorite fighters that boy Junto Nakatani. The man that I call the Monster Slayer, man. The Monster Slayer. I think he's going to beat Naoya Inoue. That's just what I think, but I could be wrong because he has a mean left hand and a mean some other things. But so let's go right back through it. I got number 1, Bud. Number 2, Usyk. Number 3, Inoue. Number 4, Bivol. Number 5, Bam. Number 6, Haney. Number 7, Beterbiev. Number 8, Canelo. Number 9, Benavidez. Number 10, Nakatani. My honorable mentions, I can't get away without those. You know, I thought about Shakur Stevenson. I thought about Oscar Collazo, the minimum weight unified Ring Magazine champion. I thought about Jerron Boutinnis, and I reluctantly thought about Teofimo Lopez. So those are the 4 that I left out. It's hard to get 10 people, man, but those are my 10, man. I think it's a strong 10, chat. Y'all gonna have to holler at me. No Gervonta, nah. Gervonta, I'm not even sure if he's active, man. So I know he's a champion with the WBA, but the WBA has a history with President Gilberto Mendoza of dragging their feet. You know what I'm saying? And Gervonta was about to fight Jake Paul in the exhibition. His last fight, he had a draw with Lamont Roach, and he has no sign. There's no signs of him coming back. So I know I can't call him retired because he's an active champion, but I can't really rate him in top 10 being inactive and not showing any signs of being active. That's the thing. It's not really that he's inactive. It's just the fact that he's not really showing any sign. I have no reason to believe that he's going to be active anytime soon. So that might not be a good reason, but it's good enough for me. So yeah, no, I don't have Gervonta. But you know, if he gets active, oh, you know, my boy back in there now. And if anybody has Tank in there, I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad. But yeah, man, I'm Junto over Shakur. Yeah. For me right now, I know that might be controversial, but Junto was the unified champion, right, Fredo? He had the WBC belt, and then he beat the undefeated Ryosuke Nishida for that IBF strap, and he was a lineal Ring Magazine champion before he moved up to 122, and he's about to take on undefeated big puncher in the Mexican contender, Sebastian Hernandez. Today, how I'm feeling, it could change tomorrow, but right now, yeah, I got Junto over Shakur. But if anybody has Shakur, hey, if you got Shakur, Fredo, I'm not mad. If you got Shakur, hey, that's a good argument. I'm not, this is just my list. I'm not saying that Shakur is unqualified or unjustified. I'm just saying, for me, yeah, I got Junto right now. Ty said, I'll be in the back soon. All right, bro, take your time. Tufo said, yeah, Ty, I don't know what that was. Just Draw in the building was good. He said Devin can be number 4 on the pound for pound list if he clears out 147. If when you say clear out, if you mean undisputed, Just Draw, if Devin could get undisputed, I would put him at number 4. Yeah, I'd put him above Bam, and I put him above Bivol. Most certainly. But if Bam gets undisputed, which it looks like he will, right? It looks like he will get undisputed, assuming we have to see what happens with the IBF junior bantamweight champion at 115 is Wilibardo Garcia, right? He's supposed to be fighting Kenshiro Taraji when Kenshiro Taraji makes his debut at 115 when he moves up after coming off of a loss against Ricardo Sandoval. He will be fighting on the undercard of Naoya Inoue versus David Alan Picasso Romero. It's pretty. That's a pretty good card too, man. You know, it's a heavy Japanese. It's really Japan versus Mexico because we have Naoya Inoue representing Japan taking on David Alan Picasso Romero, #1 contender from Mexico for the WBC. That's the main event. Then the co-main event is Junto Nakatani taking on Sebastian Hernandez. This would be Junto Nakatani's debut at 122. And then you got Wilibardo Garcia taking on, also Mexican, defending his IBF belt against Kenshiro Taraji. Kenshiro, the amazing boy Taraji, who's moving up for his debut at 115. So it's a very heavy Japan versus Mexico card. It's a good card. We're gonna watch it for sure. Good Lord willing. But yeah, if hopefully the winner would walk right into a Bam fight, and let Bam. That's the only strap he needs, the IBF strap. So yeah, hopefully Bam could secure a undisputed fight and may the best man win, whether that's Bam versus Kenshiro Taraji or Bam versus Wilibardo Garcia. We'll see what fight comes into fruition, but hopefully that comes in. Hopefully those fights go down, man. I love seeing unifications and undisputed fights. That's why I'm so mad at the 135-pound lightweight division. 4 different champions, no signs of anybody unifying. That's why I'm mad at the featherweight division. You know what I'm saying? With the WBO champion Rafael Espinosa, El Divino, the IBF champion Angelo Leo, the WBC champion Stephen Coolboy, Scooter Fulton, and the WBC a champion, Nick Ball. I don't mind there being 4 champions, bro, but there should be some type of sign of them progressing towards a unification, bro. What are we doing? Somebody should be trying to unify a little bit. Guys, dang, you ain't got to run to each other like it's the Notebook and y'all ready to embrace. But guys, dang, you should at least show a little bit of a desire. Make me a believer, bro. Make me believe that you want to unify. Somebody. Nick Ball wants to make a featherweight career out of fighting super bantamweight contenders. It's crazy. Nick Ball fought back-to-back consecutive 122 guys. And for whatever reason, the WBA and President Gilberto Mendoza think it's sufficient enough to satisfy his 126 obligations as a champion. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. If Devin goes to 154 and still wins, 154. You think Devin will beat Virgil Ortiz? You think Devin will beat Bakram? You think Devin will beat Boots? You think Devin will beat Jesus Ramos? You think Devin to beat who else? Who am I missing? Sebastian Fundora? Boy, stop. Boy, stop. I mean, maybe. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. We gonna stop calling him Deebo and call him the Dream for sure, because he got you dreaming something crazy. But maybe though, maybe. I will say this: he definitely looks like he's suitable to fight at 154. I can't think of. I don't know if you could beat those guys though. But hey, you never know. You never know. Shout out to my brother Oscar in the building, mi hermano Carnal. What it do, brethren?
Yo,
my guy.
Man, what's up with your pound for pound list?
Oh Lord, what's up with it, bro? Talk to me.
You said people was gonna be mad.
They gonna be mad, bro.
But why though? I mean, he lost to #1 pound for pound. It's not like he lost to honestly Iglesias.
Facts.
Or let alone look. Let's not say lost. I mean, he doesn't even look bad. I think this is Canelo's best performance.
Yep.
In a while.
In a while, I agree. Definitely better than the William Skull performance. Better than the Berlanga performance.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, it's despicable the fact that you're still not touching that subject.
What's that?
Why is Edgar and Hitchens grabbing ass in the water?
Hey man. I'm just concerned with them, what they do in the boxing ring, what they do in the bed in the ring of their bedroom and the ring of the water. That's on them, man. You know, I got no comment, man.
Over here ducking, you're ducking under that water. I know that.
Facts.
Over here dancing.
Facts.
Hip thrusting.
Hip thrusting.
But nah, hip thrusting. What the hell is that? No, I think I agree with your pound for pound.
Hey, shout out to my brother Oscar, man. Let's get right.
I like Junto. I like I don't really have Benavidez there yet.
Okay.
It's not just even him at this point. I mean, is he being ducked around? I think so, a little bit at some point. But you can't say I'm getting ducked for fighting better Bieb. You know, it's like, is that a duck?
I don't think so.
But Better Bieb is a better fighter, more accomplished. I don't think that's a duck.
I don't think so either. I don't think Bivol or Beterbiev are ducking, to be honest, but I don't know.
That's the only one I have problem with. I think he's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. Like I always say, he's good.
Right.
How good? We really don't know because he hasn't been tested at that level yet. But Bam, I agree with Bam. Now I think Bam is good. I mean, I always thought he was good. I used to thought like he wasn't.
Right.
He didn't have them fights. I mean, and
right.
The legendary fighters, legendary and all. His best win out of those, people say it's Quadros, El Gallo, but his best win, realistically, it was Bombik. The side, dude.
Talk to him.
That was his, like, if you want to talk about a legendary fighter that he beat, talk about Rugby side. Don't talk to me about no Gallo. Don't talk to me about no Quadros. I mean, Quadros was finished.
And Rumby said had how many fights? Like 50. Come on, bro.
But you know, they move differently in Thailand. You know,
I
so
agree.
it's like,
I agree. I agree.
It's like they fight every other week, so or like twice a month.
Facts.
It's like yeah, I don't. It's still old though. Don't get me wrong, it's still old. But
Yeah.
I know I agree with Bam, but obviously you have to agree with it. Usyk, I think you have to agree with it. Just not because NOA has bad wins or bad performances. It's just he's been moving kind of funny too.
Who has been? Who's moving kind of funny?
NOA.
Oh, anyway, okay.
Yeah, he fought in the same time. Usyk fought Tyson Fury twice.
Yep.
This man fought Louis Nery, who wasn't even in the top 5. I think he was only ranked so he can fight him.
Yeah.
And they lifted the ban on Louis Nery for cheating.
Come on now.
Japan.
Yeah.
Come on now, talk to him.
He turned around and fought TJ Lohinky.
Yeah.
Facts.
Which that makes no sense. Then he turned around and fought Yi Jun Kim. Kim Jung, the little orphan. Doesn't mean that he's bad, but he's an orphan.
A literal orphan is crazy.
NOA is beating up orphans, just FYI.
Yeah.
And then after that,
people talk about cab drivers.
Come on
drivers, now. Bro, he wasn't even an Uber driver. He was a Lyft driver.
A Lyft driver.
Version of it.
The Temu version of Uber is crazy.
Like, bro.
Uber didn't even want him, man. He had to go to Lyft, man. Shout out to Ramon Cardenas, man. That's crazy.
Apparently, it was the best move, though. You know, he fought him. He got dropped. And see, this is my problem. They were saying Brian Norman is bad because he got dropped, right?
Yep.
Against Devin Haney.
Yep.
He was undisputed. He beat Loma. He beat Prograis. He dropped Prograis.
Show did in the 3rd round. He showed did.
And people say that's bad. But then they turn around and tell me that has the best. He has a good chin because he got not only he get dropped by Cardenas, he got dropped with Louis Nery too.
Talk to him with the same left what?
So, left hook.
Come on now.
You know who got a mean left hook and right hook?
Junto Nakatani, the Monster Slayer. Talk to him.
I say all that trash talk just to say I still think he's top 3 though.
Facts.
You know, he was 2-time undisputed. He beat an old donaire. Facts. You know, he still beat him. He still became undisputed. And then he beat Cool Boy Steph. Some people say he cheated. I don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it either.
You know, I don't believe in the conspiracy. But hey, he beat Cool Boy and became undisputed again. No, he beat Tapales and then he became undisputed.
Yep, Marlon
so,
Tapales.
You gotta give him that.
Yep.
Number 4, you got Devin Haney.
No. Number 4? No. I got Bivol.
Oh, Bivol. Yeah, I agree with that one too. Bivol, yeah, you kind of have to put him there. Number 5, you have Haney, right?
Nope. Bam.
Explain that one to me.
Number 5, Bam?
Yeah.
To me, his run, man, like I know I said that I don't really care about the Quadras. I just think people overrate it. It's not that I don't care about Quadras and Rambasai and Estrada. I thought Estrada was a good fight, but I just think another undefeated fighter. Puma Martinez was unified. You know what I'm saying? He beat Kazuta Ioka. That's no easy feat. And then he fought another. Before that was another undefeated champion in Fumile Cafu. Before that, he took a little break. I ain't gonna say a break, but he fought Pedro Guevara, and then he fought Estrada, and then before that, he fought another undefeated champion in Sonny Edwards. Right? He's been on a run, bro. I do think he's been on a run, and the fact that
if he beat, I hope Taraji wins, dude. I hope Taraji.
Oh man, he gonna stop him in 3. I said 5 before. I'm going 3. He gonna stop him in 3, bro. He gonna stop him in 3.
Wins,
bro.
I think if Taraji wins and Bam beats Taraji, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I think you have to put him at 4 at that point.
Yeah, I'll put him at 4.
He's been on a hell of a run.
Yeah,
he's been on a hell of a run.
So even with Haney being the youngest undisputed, it was a little minute ago, and he came back. He looked good against Jose Carlos Ramirez, but Jose Carlos Ramirez already lost to Josh Taylor and stuff like that, and the performance wasn't all that. Even though I appreciate the performance because it was good, I have to also say that it wasn't like impressive. Bam has been looking impressive, and he's 1 fight away from being undisputed. So that was my thought process of putting him above, and he's a multi-division champion too, just like Haney. But that's my thought process of putting him at number 5, and then Haney's number 6 for me.
I don't disagree with it. Oh, yeah, I don't disagree with it. I don't disagree with it.
Yeah, Haney's right behind.
I just wanted to explain it because people already had him at number 2, number 3.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like,
I appreciate you asking. Yeah.
Now they're saying if I have him inside the top 5, which I agree. You don't have him top 5. But I didn't have him at top 5 before. It's just
me either. I
didn't think he had legitimate wins.
Right.
He beat Cafu. That put him there. That put him on the list.
Yep.
But the way he beat Puma, though, like I think he struggled more with Cafu than he did with Puma.
I think so too. Even though Cafu was a shorter fight, I think that ended in 8? I think 8 or 9, 8.
Yeah.
I think Fubalele Cafu, it was more of a struggle. Like it was more of like, you take some to give some. I feel like Bam Rodriguez was outside of Puma being awkward. I don't really feel like Puma landed too much or gave him anything to worry about. I think that I would be surprised to see which one he said is harder. I do remember him saying, I didn't see an interview with him saying, I remember before that he said Fubalele Cafu was his toughest fight yet. But I wonder if he thinks, I know he said that he felt like he was hitting Puma with everything he had and he wasn't sure. He thought it was going to go the distance. So when he dropped him, he was surprised. I saw him say that because he said, man, I was like, I'll giving him everything I got. But that doesn't mean that was necessarily a more difficult fight. You know what I'm saying? He just felt like he was taking his shots well. So I'm interested to see which one he thinks was a more difficult fight. But I agree with you. I think Fubalele Cafu was a more back and forth fight than Puma and Bam was. I agree with that.
Yeah, and if I put Cafu against Puma, I got Puma all day against Cafu. But just because of style, like I think stylistically.
Yeah, I would have Puma over Cafu as well.
The way he dealt with Puma, that's what surprised me the most. It's like he was just going around with him. Before the knockout, before he threw that punch, he was smiling at the guy. I was like, damn, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let him live.
Let him live.
But no, I agree with you. Devin Haney I agree with the Devin Haney.
Mm-hmm.
I already had Devin Haney number 10, so with the movement that's been going around, I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
Then who do you have?
Number 6 is Haney. Number 7 is Beterbiev.
I can't disagree with that one either.
And then
now number 8, Canelo. I agree with it.
Yeah, number 8 is Sidney.
I 100% agree with it.
Shout out to Oscar, man.
I 100% agree with it. It's just like I know people are saying like, oh, he lost to Bud Crawford, smaller guy, but yeah, this ain't Eubank though. This ain't, this ain't Conor Benn that won the beat you. It was an all-time great, 2-time undisputed. I just disagree. Canelo being off the list, I disagree with it.
Yep.
I agree with it. Number 9, you say Benavidez.
Yeah, Benavidez.
That one I have a problem with. I have a problem with that one because it's like he could have had the fight, but some reason or other just didn't happen. It's either his team or him or somebody, because everybody can't be ducking at the same time.
Right.
Jamal, Caleb Plant, they were there before. Buvo Andre was there before you had the resource to fight him.
Right.
So I don't have him number 9. I have Boots number 9.
Boots, hey. I'm not mad at that. Boots, and just so our only big difference is Boots for Benavidez, and then you have Nakatani at number 10. Hey, that's a good list.
That's the only one. That's the only one I have disagreed with.
Yeah, I have Shakur, Boots, and Collazo, and Tio as my honorable mention, so I'm not mad at that.
Nah, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
It's just Junto, man. I feel like, especially after Junto fight to NOA, I think Triple M is price on him.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if I'm getting caught up, but the closer we get to it, hopefully, like I said, hopefully Junto beats Sebastian Hernandez, and hopefully Naya beats David Allen Picasso or Romero. But man, hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm thinking Naya, hey, bro. Which I was like, me, I was picking Junto not because Naya is bad. I just think I believe in Junto, and I'm not gonna change my pick. But man, hey, I've been thinking about it a little bit more, man. Junto gonna have to be on point, bro.
But it's like with Junto is the hardest fighter to watch film right now. The hardest.
Yeah.
Because people say he's reckless. He was only reckless against Nishida, the number 2 in the division, which I think he can come back and beat any of the champions right now. The ones that are right now stable, I think he can beat them. And it's like he was only reckless against him because that's what he had to do. You remember the 4 uppercuts, but Nishida wasn't throwing anything back. And if we know Nishida, he's very technical, and he had a turn. He had a turn.
Yeah.
And but then you look back at his last fight, very methodical, taking his time. You can look at his last fight, and it's even more slower. So it's like, which Junto are you looking at? What fight are you looking at? Because he's not consistent with his performances. He's got so many layers to his game.
Yeah, facts. Yep, but I will say this though, man. When I think about, like you said, he does good, but remember that, what was it? Was it David Cuellar?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey man, he was getting hit a couple times. You know, nothing wrong with getting hit, but hey, I think anyway, man. Hey, I don't know. But this is all the reason why to get more excited. So I love it. I can't wait.
I still got Junto in 5.
Oh yeah, I still got Junto. You know I ain't switching off Junto.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got Junto here. You don't like it?
Yeah.
The only time I bet against Junto was against Nishida. I think Nishida was gonna give him more problems. But you took him out fire, bro. I can't stop Junto from no more.
Come on now. Yes, sir, man. Let me pull up. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
When you're done, I'm gonna pull up Ty.
Closing statement.
Now you ain't got to go nowhere though, unless you're done. I'm sure Ty doesn't.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay.
I got things to do, but
okay. Appreciate.
Hey, shout out to Ty though, subscribing, highest member here.
Man, but for facts, man. Shout out to both. Shout out to everybody, man. But yeah, shout out to Ty for that, man. First ever, bro. Y'all be holding me down, man. My brothers.
I say that about Benavidez, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I say that about Benavidez, dog. You have to say the same thing about Jai Apataya. Jai Apataya is wild. Everybody ducking me. Ain't nobody ducking you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Eddie don't want to put up the money.
Facts.
Stop it.
Being funny with the money, man. Petty pitching. Old penny pitching Eddie, man.
It's not the first, it's second or third time.
Come on, bro.
Consistent, Eddie.
Come on, man.
It's not turkey money. He's not putting up the money for you to pitch.
Facts.
And he had to win with the TJ ducking me. We've seen it plenty of times. We've seen it with Blue.
I see no
lies. We've seen it with Dudes. We've seen it with Catterall. We've seen it with what's the other fighter? Who was a champion?
Yeah, man. I can't disagree, bro. But I will say this though: if David beats Zerto, I do think David will fight Apataya. Until proven otherwise, I think David's about that life. I will say that. So, but that's a good fight. That's a big if, because I don't know. You know Zerto and David have sparring history, so a lot of it. So I don't know who wins. Of course, the David camp is very confident. I think that's a great fight, man. So I can't complain about it too much, but I would prefer to see they handle business in their respective divisions, like Zerto and Cruiser and David and light heavy. But hey, I can't complain. It's a good fight. If Zerto beats Robert Safar, which I think he will, of course, but he does have a fight in between.
If the sort of that fought CBS comes in, David said for regardless, David is
we losing you, bro. We lose you. You chopping up. What'd you say?
I said if the sort of that came in with CBS comes in.
With CBS. With CBS, yeah, facts. Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, my brother. Hey, what you think about the new schedule before you go real quick, man? 7 p.m. on Wednesday, 10:30 on Wednesday, 7 p.m. on Monday, 10:30 on Wednesday, 7 p.m. on Friday.
Oh, I love it.
Bet. That's what I'm talking about.
It regardless, though.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, man.
Yeah, man. God bless, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to my brother Oscar Perez in the building, man. Shout out to my brother Kendrick, though. I want to address what Kendrick was saying. He was saying that if I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that. I was going to make a video on it. So I'm going to ask you, though, Kendrick and people, do y'all want me to drop videos or stuff like that? Like, I see a lot of rumors. Don't get me wrong. And when I say it's a rumor, that's from a source. So that's not really a rumor, right? That's from a source. But I think it's a misleading statement. Like, I think it's just like when, they try to play and pump fake, like this person's going to fight this person next. Good gosh dang well, they don't have no plans for that. Like, the way Rick, what's his name? Rick Mariano, who's Virgil's manager. He always be putting nonsense on his Twitter, his Instagram like that. But yeah. So he says that it's gonna be Zerto and Boots. This is what he said. I'm gonna tell you exactly why I think it's cap. Cause he said, "What would y'all want to see?" He put it as a proposal. He said, "Would y'all rather see Zerto and Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo, or would you rather see Boots and Virgil Ortiz on Cinco de Mayo, or would you rather see both for a pay-per-view price of $105?" Like, what kind of proposition is that, bro? We ain't got nothing to do with that. You supposed to give that proposition to Turkey Al Sheikh. You supposed to give that proposition to DAZN. You supposed to give that proposition to whoever else is a broadcaster. You're not supposed to give that to the fans. Like, you just bull driving, man. You just want people to talk about him, man. You don't ask the fans, "Oh, let me make it $105." Let me not mince words. He said $103.99, which is $105, but he said $103.99. Like, come on, bro. But if y'all want me to talk about that stuff, hey, I don't mind now, cause I be everywhere with my eyes. I be looking everywhere. I be doing research and stuff like that, so I be on it. But yeah, he said that this morning, man. I just looked at it and rolled my eyes, bro. I just looked at it, yeah, shut it down and give it props. All right, bet. I always take suggestions now, chat. You know what it is. We got the Discord recommendations portion. So if you have any recommendations or suggestions, we got the box there. Sometimes I just be like, people don't want to hear this. But yeah, I'm gonna think about that more often. I'll put out more content. Shout out to my brother Ty in the building, man. doctorboxingtalk in the chat, man. Appreciate you, bro. That means a lot, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you, bro.
I got my PhD.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I feel like when I got my doctorate, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like I put on for the hood, man. I feel like we all got our PhDs. You know what I'm saying? All the homies doctors, So yes, sir, man. So absolutely, man. I put in the work, man. We put in the work for the homies, man. My homie do something good and we celebrate. I do something good, we celebrate, man. That's how it goes. So yes, sir. Dr. Ty in the building. How you talking about? I appreciate it, bro. And just make sure you said you wanted to replace the boot emote. The boots.
Yeah, the boot.
All right, bet. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that to hey, did you give any suggestions, or it's cool to use your headshot?
Yeah, you use that.
Okay, bet.
Hey, you got it in one of the ads.
Yes, sir. I got it. Yep. I just want to make sure you didn't suggest something else. Like another boots emote, you know what I'm talking about? Drawing in his head ass. But yeah, man, appreciate you calling up, man. Talk to me, bro.
It wouldn't be right if I ain't come up here and start shooting. Your boy Robert Garcia. I keep on saying the most dangerous thing you can do is put a microphone and a camera in front of somebody. Can't pump fake. Can't be out there capping. Hey, that's your man's right.
That's my man's, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Your boy was on camera saying, because he was sitting there, he was asked about Brian Norman Jr. He was complimenting him. He was almost sounding like the guy that was over in the UK talking about AJ, talking about how much of a specimen he is.
What did he say? He's a stallion of a man. Hey, yo. Sounded like karma about AJ. Yes.
In the midst of it, he was sitting there saying, that boy Devin Haney, he would never, ever in a million years get in the ring with Brian. He would get cornered and stopped. YSM was taking notes. Shout out to YSM.
Shout out to YSM, man. They be doing their thing with the interviews and stuff. That's facts. I watch a lot of their videos, honestly.
But I was looking at your pound for pound list.
Here you
Started
go.
rubbing my hands and I said, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that look good. Thank boy.
I appreciate it, but that look good.
But then we got the 5.
Oh Lord. Who's my number 5? Bam? Was it Bam? Yeah, Bam.
I said, hold on, player. Moving too fast. Slow that motherfucker down.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Oh, I'm trying to think of his name. Where did you come? The Philippines, whatever, Thailand. Can't think of his name. He was old.
What's the name? I ain't talking about Rumbasai.
Yeah, Rumvisai. Search to get Rumvisai. You fought him.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you a little credit because you moved up, but
Mm-hmm.
come on, man.
I'm not going.
Then you try to spin the blockade gate. Chocolate Tito.
Oh yeah. He
Oh,
wilded for
oh.
Chocolatito, bro. He wilded for Chocolatito. I'm with you on that one.
We can switch 5 and 6.
Switch 5 and 6. Who's 6? Oh, Devin. Shocker. I'm not even mad. Hey, bro. I'm with you on that, bro. Hey, I'm gonna give. What'd you say you wanted to get? 48 hours. I'm gonna give you a week. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't go refute Eddie Devin Haney claims, man. You good, man. That was a great win. I can't knock Devin. That was a great win. So number 5, I'm cool with that.
So swapping them out. Could you tell me 1 through 5 now?
All right. So Terrence Bud Crawford. Number 2, Alexander Usyk.
Yep.
Number 3, Naoya Monster Inoue.
Yep.
Number 4, Dimitri Bivol.
Yep.
Number 5, Devin the Dream Haney.
Yep.
And then did you
stop
say
right there?
Okay.
You stop right there. All 5 of them are future Hall of Famers.
Facts.
They
agree.
walking right now. They already in there.
I agree with that.
That's the only thing I had. And you can throw Boots at 10.
Boots at 10? I ain't mad at that.
At 10.
I ain't mad. Take off who's
my boot now?
My number 10 is Nakatani, I think.
Who's the bottom 5? Well,
bottom
6
5,
to
6 through 10 is was Haney.
Bam.
But now it's Bam. Yeah, Bam, Beterbiev, Cinnamon, Benavidez, and Nakatani. Nakatani being 10, Benavidez 9, Canelo 8, Beterbiev 7, and with your adjustment, Bam 6.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, it's tough. And we ain't even talk about Shakur, or yeah, we gonna pause that.
Nah, he ain't got enough. Ain't got enough. Right, I can't put Shakur anywhere before T.O. until he beat T.O.
Okay, I got T.O. on there too for about honorable mention. My 4 honorable mentions was Shakur, Jerron Boots Ennis, Oscar Collazo, and Teofimo Lopez. Those are my 4 honorable mentions.
I would take down Nakatani and replace him with T.O. Respectfully.
Yeah, I'm mad at that. And then you said, where you put Boots at again? You put Boots at...
He honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
Because he still ain't he hasn't done more than all the guys that's ahead of him. Because I'm arguably looking at Benavidez as like, 2 divisions though.
Bro.
3-time champion.
Yeah.
Even though it was some mix, but he was 3-time champion.
But I was looking at that too, man, because that was a tough one. I ain't gonna, I like Benavidez, but I was thinking about him and Boots and Shakur, and I was like, man, I just like the fact that I like what Benavidez is doing, but I don't know if that's enough. When you start breaking down the person. No, I like Anthony Yarde, but going in, not too many people thought he had a chance. Really thought so. We kind of tried to convince ourselves that he did, and then the performance didn't make it look any better. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I'm keeping him there. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That was a tough one.
I want to swap them, but I don't know if being unified and a lineal champion is just enough to supersede a 2-division champ, 3-time champ.
Yeah.
And the names he beat.
Yeah.
So Benavidez can stay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's this Virgil manager yapping about now?
Let me pull it up for you, man, so I can read it verbatim. Let me see if I can find it again. I saw it this morning, man. This man capping though.
Last time I heard from him, he was arguing with somebody.
This man talking about yeah. You talking about yeah, that too. I saw that too. But he was talking about I gotta see if I can find it. I saw it somewhere. But yeah, basically what I say, you talking about, oh, you know, what do the fans want? Y'all want y'all want Benavidez versus Zerto on Cinco de Mayo, or you want Virgil versus Boots on Cinco de Mayo, or you want them both on the same card with Boots and Virgil as the co-main on Cinco de Mayo for $103.99. Get out of here, bro. I'm gonna find it though. I'm gonna show you.
I wouldn't mind them being added to a card that David and Devin gonna be on.
Bro, I wouldn't mind it either. But he bull jiving, man. He ain't for real.
He making it seem like he pitching a doubleheader or something.
Right.
He talks to the Turk.
Exactly. This is something you should be talking to Turk about, man. Out here bull jiving, man. I ain't going, man.
It's like the peons right now.
You full of crap. Because the reason why I always lose his name, because his name is Rick Meridian, but his name on Instagram is like promoter something, like some numbers. Let me see if I can find it, bro. It's like promoter 55 something. I cannot remember his name on Instagram.
I'm probably. I ain't trying to pull up my Instagram.
No, I got you. I'm gonna find it, bro. I'm gonna pull it up. Don't even trip. I'm gonna pull it up, bro.
And Oster, this is what it's like to be consistent. That's my man's and all, but you know the standard gotta be the standard.
That's your man's. They got your man's on promoter 559. Okay, okay. We one step closer, chat. We gonna get there. Promoter 559 on Instagram. Yep. Okay, we got him. Rick Meridian. Hopefully he didn't delete it. No. Nah. Ain't no way he deleted it.
He probably did.
He probably did.
Somebody probably told his ass take it down.
What? Nah. Okay, I'm gonna find. They got a. I'm gonna find it on Twitter.
You know the Clippers got it.
Yeah, exactly. You know they clipped it. Okay, I already found somebody talking about it. About the post on Twitter. I just got to find the actual post.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbass.
Hey, Kendrick, you might get it, but Barrios gotta go down. He gotta go down early.
He said, Doc, if they had those two fights with Devin Garcia, yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad price. I'm just saying he asking the fans, like, come on, dog. Ain't nobody going, man. I believe it when I see it, bro.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
100 and something?
Mm-hmm.
I better see Mayweather and Pacquiao on that motherfucker.
You feel me? Cinco de Mayo. Don't get me wrong though. That's a good card though. Well, a good main and a co-main. You know what I'm saying? I'll assume that they'll. You know.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
With the news of Benavidez and Zordo looming, what do you think about their divisional ops stepping up and speaking on their names? Jai Bataya, why won't he fight me? His promoter, he won't let him out the house. And then you got Arthur giving his broken English, talking about he gave his thoughts on the Benavidez yard fight. I guess it excited him.
Right.
But he said, "But what about me and David?"
How do I feel?
Yeah.
I don't know, dog. Cause I like these fights, but I like it. But I'm kind of to the point where I'm just tired of talking about it, man. We gonna get these fights or not, dog. That's kind of how I feel. It's like I guess like frustrated. I guess not really frustrated, but like kind of annoyed. You know, but I'm not mad at I'm not mad at the rivals calling them out, you know, like Jabatai and saying, you know, say what about me and stuff like that. I'm not. I can't be mad at him in this one because it's like, gosh, dang, bro.
I know David got some flexibility with this.
Yeah.
Do you think Archer would be still interested in fighting him if he went up and lost? Because I know David's petition to keep his belts just to do a one-off up there was granted.
Right. I don't know if Beterbiev still fights him, but like you said, Beterbiev said something, and I like Beterbiev, but to me, he kind of spoke like Benavidez going to duck him or something. I don't know about that. Like he was like, oh yeah, you know, I can't remember exactly what Beterbiev said either. He was like, yeah, you read it too, right? Huh?
Yeah, I was reading the transcript for it. It came off like kind of like Khabib, like he was relishing the thought of getting in there and having a war.
Oh, I thought he was saying like miss me with it, like Benavidez don't want none. Like that's how I receive. Okay, maybe I interpreted it wrong.
Fight a Yard and then he was like,
yeah,
and then he kind of likened it to as if he was in Yard's shoes.
Okay, yeah, maybe I received it wrong.
So is he alluding he want to fight next?
That's how. Hey, maybe. Man, I cannot find this thing, bro. I don't know why I can't. Anybody can find it. Let me know. I cannot find it. But yeah, man, I think I took it as him just be like, man, ain't nobody got time for this. Like, I smoke them, but they don't really want to fight. Like, I'm like, bro, I don't think David Benavidez is worried about nothing. But yeah, I would love that fight too. But I definitely want, you know me, I want Bivol and Beterbiev, man. I want Bivol and Beterbiev, man. Joaquin, what's good, bro? Yeah, I cannot find this, John. Like I said, I found where people are talking about it, but I cannot find. He hit this thing good, boy. They did a clean wipe. Like I said,
he took it down fast.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I see people, like I can pull up with people talking about it, but I cannot find where, like, I want to show his actual words. That's crazy, bro. They hit that jump. But anyway, I'm gonna just show you where people talk about it. Hopefully this will suffice for now until I actually find the actual. He said Abdullah. That's crazy. Yo, Oscar, you can't get me in trouble. Say anything I'm supposed to say. But yeah, so he says Virgil Ortiz's manager Rick Morigia suggested Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis as a co-main to Benavidez versus Ramirez on May 2nd. But then he says here, this is him commenting, he said, no, I didn't. On what planet would Ortiz and Ennis be co-maining anything? Do a poll yourself and ask the biggest fight there is to be made to see what the results are. Bro, you literally, we saw it, bro. I hope somebody else posted it. Oh, he didn't post it. But he said $103, man. I cannot find it, bro. I'm going to find it, chat. Somebody had to have clipped it. Yeah, Oscar Wallet. Oscar said, I'll smash your boy. Yo, Oscar Wallet.
Oh, hell no. My little fruit just came through.
Oh, yeah?
Got some fruit, some snacks.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Got my water.
Boy went in on the bet. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'd love to hear that, man. I'd love to hear that. Shout out to you, bro.
Can't eat nothing crazy because stay a certain weight.
Let's get right.
Mm-hmm.
This man really.
Who do you think Gary's next move?
I hope he's still fighting Andy Hiroka. You don't think so? I just know
Come on, after that.
Yeah. Oh, after that. Oh, man. I hope some way. I hope Turkey. I know Turkey said he ain't messing with Richardson Hitchens, but hopefully they can get the deal done and try to get him to fight. Cause I feel like this man don't want to fight nobody, dog. Who this man want to fight, bro?
Berlanga better be careful.
Hey,
he mess around, be on that list too.
Facts.
Hanging with old boy.
Right. And I didn't hear anything about it being rescheduled though. I just know it's not on the AJ joint. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
AJ and Jake Paul joint, but yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that too. That's the one I was looking forward to. I'm not gonna lie, Ty, I think that fight kind of that card got worse. What you think? I mean, I was outside of Jake Paul and AJ. I'm more excited for that, I guess. But it was missing something else too, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's missing another fight. But they did put what's the dude's name? From Brazil, UFC fighter Anderson Silva. He's on there. Who's he fighting again? He's fighting who's he fighting?
He's fighting Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, Tyron Woodley. Yep. So that's on there. So I'm
you can't tell me he didn't take a fall.
I'm telling you.
They've been taking care of him.
Facts. Yeah, I can't find it, bro. Is what it is. But he said like those combinations, they said get them both for $100, $103. I don't know why I can't find it right now.
They seem like they separate days.
He said Cinco de Mayo, May 2nd, which I know it because I think this year the 2nd is a Saturday, or next year I mean.
Yeah. Most likely like Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yeah, the weekend, yeah. Because I think the 5th lands on a Tuesday. I was looking at it. Yeah, because when he said that, I went and I looked at this stuff. That's crazy. I can't find it. Eddie blocking him, Doc. He blocking them. Blocking them. Talk about blocking Hitchens.
That sounds wild for one card, though.
That does. That's why I didn't. I saw it and I said, man, you're right.
I thought, like, is that a weekend package?
You full of crap. It's a full of crap package.
Shit. Times Square and whatchamacallit wasn't even that much.
Right. The Times Square card and ain't none of them I could think of. Excuse me. Yeah, man.
I think a tank fight costs more than both those the package deal together.
I think it did too. I think so too. I think that's it. Let me double check. Let me double check. Oster. I think it's promoter 559. I think that's what I said.
Yeah, that's him.
Yep. Yep. Promoter 559. Rick Meridian. Yep. I looked at it. I don't see it in this post. I figured it was a story, but I didn't see it on the story. That thing gone.
I'm looking on Twitter now. I just see people yapping about it, but
yeah, they're not showing the
screenshot.
Right, they're not showing the screenshot. It was literally the screenshot, bro. They're not showing it. I know somebody had to screenshot that, bro.
I feel like I seen it on Facebook earlier. I'm gonna check on there again.
Could be on Facebook. I did not check Facebook. Could definitely be on Facebook.
Where you can catch all anyways fights outside of the ring.
Huh? Yeah, facts. Catch anyways fights on that gosh dang Facebook joint.
Mm-hmm.
This man Conor Benn, bro. What you think about Conor Benn, man? Man, out here ducking Devin Haney, man.
I think he a proper shit house.
Proper
shit house.
A sausage. A sausage. I be trying, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like that performance his last fight. I like I said, I think obviously had some circumstances around it that was kind of crazy, but for the performance it was decent, man. And I trying to warm up to him, if you will, but you can't be out here talking about you picking and choosing like you that guy or something. What are we doing, bro? You're not even a champ, bro. What you mean you and he said Lewis Crocker, oh, he doesn't really have a name. What do you mean you don't have a name, bro? You're a champion, bro. Oh, I don't want to go that way because of rehydration clause, and he doesn't have a name. And come on, dog.
I didn't expect him to go that way. Coming down from what 60.
Mm-hmm.
First fight at 47. You got going to that hydration. That's bad. Bad advisement.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe not right away, but just.
Yeah, he keep on yapping about this WC belt. 2 names he was looking for is Barrios and Ryan.
Of course. Oscar said, so is Ryan putting out the soldier moves against Barrios? Hey, he might be Barrios, man. I know I talked a lot. He might be Barrios. Don't get me wrong. I got Barrios, man. Now, if I see any signs to where this man, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep my eyes open. If I see any signs of him pussyfooting around in the gym and stuff like that, or I might switch it up, but I got Barrios, man.
I'm not sure who I want picking in this fight.
I don't know either, man. I hope I don't know. I do hope it's I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn, man, because part of me is like I hope it's Ryan so Devin Haney can get his get back and get a unification at the same time, make it worth it. But part of me is like, other part of me is like, man, I don't even care, bro. Like I hope it doesn't happen because man, Ryan don't deserve that, man. Man's a cheater, bro. But at the same time, it is what it is.
I feel like it's going to be similar to how Cotto got Margarito back. It wasn't a scenario where he sought after him. It was just something that was put on the table after he was already washed.
Right.
Let me go ahead and knock your ass out. Go back to business.
I don't know why you just remind me of the interview I just watched today with Malik Scott. He works with Zerto. He was talking about how they would beat David Benavidez because it's like, he said that people let David Benavidez do what he wants in there. He said our game plan would be to, make him uncomfortable. And Zerto's a guy that can make him not accomplish what he wants and change it up. So he said that he's very confident, man. So he's very confident, man.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't trust Malik Scott, but hey, as long as they're confident though, I just can't trust old Malik.
It took you to go up how many weight classes to be confident?
Right.
When y'all were the same size, there wasn't no confidence there. I know sparring ain't everything, but you slap your ass around. Mr. Cowboy.
I already know, bro.
Because for Zordo, David wasn't just somebody that was smaller than him that he can push around.
Exactly.
He was a young kid that was just the same size as him.
Exactly.
But I do like the matchup, though.
I fuck with it.
I feel like the added weight that cruiserweight favors him a little bit more. but Benavidez is
favorite
speed and the
Zerto, right?
agileness and tactics. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the pocket kind of evens it out.
Yeah, man. I think it's a very good fight, bro. Like I was talking about it with Oscar. I talked about it in the video I dropped today too. I think it's a great fight. You know, I just don't know, man. I think Benavidez might. It's part of me, I'd be like, man, Benavidez might have it, but then part of me would be like, man, okay, Zerto might have it. So I just gotta look at it a little bit more. But it's definitely a risky fight, man, and I think it'll be a great fight for sure.
It would just suck for Zerto to get beat, and then Benavidez just goes right back down to 75.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Oh man.
Because then what happens with Jai? Does he wait until Benavidez decides to come back up? How would that go?
I have no clue. I just feel like it. That's what thing. I just think it just complicates things, man. It just complicates things, man.
I think it only gets complicated on Zerto's end. It's like you have to win.
He has to win.
David can lose and then, slide back down to 75 and catch a fade.
Yep.
And be going and popping again.
Yep.
Because he would still have his belts.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what happened with Canelo. He went up there, hey, that's not my weight class. Let me go down here and beat on these guys.
Yeah. It could be just like that for sure. It'd be just, bro, you know, I keep landing on the freaking tweet where he said, or the Instagram post where he was like, don't send nothing our way unless it has 7 zeros with the 10 million about Boots of Virgil. I cannot find the freaking one where he talked about Benavidez, but he did a good job with that one, man. They did a good job hiding that joint. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you see a lot of people talking about it. That's what they're talking about. I found it. Let's go. Look at God. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Look at God, bro. Come on, hey, man. We put that work in, man. Well, you just found it too.
Yeah, right on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Just no boxing moves.
Yep. To see. Ain't no way it just disappeared. No. Hold on, chat. Here you go, right here. I don't know why I clicked on it. It disappeared. But it says right here, chat. Promoter 559. Ortiz. This is part of his story, so he deleted his story, I guess. Ortiz versus Ennis, May 5th, or Zerto or Benavidez, or both the same night for $103. At Oscar De La Hoya, at Make a War. So Make a War is Eric Gomez, a guy that works with Oscar De La Panti and Golden Shower Promotions as a matchmaker. He said that's one way to take that day over for good. So he's saying like we're gonna take, because that's Canelo's day, right? So he's saying we're gonna take over Cinco de Mayo. So he said, so this is why I saw Kendrick. I was like, man, I might make a video. Since it took me so hard, since it was so hard for me to find it, I might make a video about it now. That joint took gosh, Lee boy.
Low key, based off of who he's sitting there tagging, I'm looking at it a little different. Oh, you trying to cut Turk out the Mexican money that day?
I didn't even think about shout out to Ty. That's a talking point right there.
Because you adding the chief matchmaker over there.
Yep. Eric Gomez, Make a War. Yep.
They run everything. Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
You try to make this a golden boy card.
Yep.
Where you already know Zerto and Benavidez, that's going on with Riyadh or the ring. That's Turkey shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sound like collusion. That's why that shit got deleted.
Probably. Yeah, I caught him. I knew I was gonna find it. I knew somebody had to take a picture of it. Yeah. So he said Ortiz versus Ennis.
Like somebody taps you on the shoulder.
You feel me? Yeah, I think so too. But he got awarded, man. He got awarded. Yeah, we might talk about this. Ortiz versus Ennis, May 5th, or Zerto Benavidez, or both the same night for $103. So okay, So that's why he said, I never said a co-main. I mean, bro, if you have them both on the same night, one got to be a co-main, bro. So that's why he had an attitude with the person that posted on Twitter and saying, I never said co-main for Innocent and Ortiz. So he didn't say which one's a co-main, but you got to have one of them as a co-main. So if you're going to put them both on. So, but yeah, Tom, I'm going to go get me some food, man. Appreciate you, bro, for real, man. I'm going to work on that emote too. And I'm going to try to work. I might drop this video. And yeah, I like the angle that you said. I already wrote it down. You trying to make it a full Golden Boy card and cut out Turk, right? Yeah. I didn't even think about that. So, yep. So see, I lied. I thought he put 103.99. He just put 103. Sorry, I thought he put 103.99.
And look, a move Eddie does. And low key, that's one of the reasons why the Turk came down on Boots so hard, because he thought Eddie was pulling the fast one. You promised me this. That's the reason why he switched up. Like, I need to actually talk to the fighters.
True. Yep, I remember that. He went to that whole, nah, man, I'm talking to the fighters, man. Y'all be bull jiving.
You promised me this fight, but yet you're promoting his defense. What's going on? It's not making sense.
Yes, indeedy. Yep. But yeah, my boy, I'm finna go get me some food, bro. Be on the lookout for the Spotify tomorrow. If you indulge your Spotify, that's gonna drop a couple hours, in the morning. And yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday, good Lord willing, at 10:30, bro. 2 years in, chat. Shout out to everybody rock with, man. Shout out to my brother Ty. Closing statement, bro. Before you eat your fruit and cut you.
Oh, all right. I done ate all the mango chunks, the cantaloupe chunks. I'm already eating fruit snacks. I just had a banana, no dig.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Closing statement. We need to get Dr. Boxing Talk on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Because, some of us trap phone niggas got iPhones.
So you think but remember I did that. Well, that's true. I don't know how you voted, but I did a poll and the Spotify won. So you iTunes is better. I'm gonna see if I can do both. I'm gonna see if I can.
I was one of the goofies that clicked it.
I
don't use Spotify.
Okay, bet. So you said iTunes or Apple Podcasts? I'm gonna write that down too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do both. I don't see the problem.
At least they'll sit there and walk you through what. All right, we needed you to clear this.
Right.
Explain that.
Right.
Excuse me.
Actually, you know what's crazy? When I was looking at it too, it was telling me that Apple Podcast is better. But I just did the poll. I was like, I always hear about Spotify. That's why, I bet.
That's because Spotify, they'll sit there and promote your shit, but they be trying to lock everybody in these 360s.
Right. And they ain't promoting me right now, shoot. So,
let me own your IP, and we're gonna do this, that, and the third for you.
Right. And lock you in. Exclusivity deal. Hit you with the 360 deal.
Yeah.
Oh,
then you out there looking like Gilbert Arenas. Podcast hottest fish group, but you don't own it.
Right. Dang, bro.
Matter of fact, you take this salary while we take the back end bread.
That's crazy, bro. That's how they do you, man. That's how they do you, bro. That's how they do all of us if they can. You gotta be careful. He said, Oster said, what was he saying, Doc? What was who saying, bro? I found it. He was saying what I said. Only part I got wrong was a 99-cent part. It was $103, $103, not $103.99. He basically said put both of them on the same card, or do you want? He give you a choice. Say you want Zerto versus who is it? Dave Benavidez, or Boots versus Virgil on Cinco de Mayo weekend, or do you want both for $103? So. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that though, man. I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and slide, man. Enjoy your.
My dog over here trying to steal all the fruit snacks.
enjoy your fruit snacks, bro. That just sound good too, man. Have me some fruit snacks in a minute. Right, bro. Appreciate you again, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
Shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. For real, man. Shout out to my brother Ty, man. The first ever doctor Boxing Talk member, bruh. At the Boxing Talk level, excuse me. First ever member at the PhD in Boxing Talk, man. You know, we have the PhD graduates. You know, you got the PhD. I mean, we got the Boxing Talk graduates. We got the bachelors in Boxing Talk. We got the masters in Boxing Talk. We got the first ever PhD in Boxing Talk, man. About to upload that emote. You know what I'm saying? You gonna see Ty. It's only right, bro, that Ty has his own emote, bro. But yeah, man, I'm about to go ahead and slide, man. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourself. I'll be back on. And Wednesday, good Lord willing. You might even catch me before that if you check out the videos. Hit your notifications, man. Hit that bell to turn on notifications. And don't forget to tell somebody about the show, man. Tell somebody about the show. That's how we grow. And especially if they want to grow in this boxing knowledge. You know, we talk real boxing around here. We have a lot of fun. We just approach it from an unbiased, educated, holistic standpoint, man. You know what I'm saying? And fun. So shout out to everybody holding it down. Shout out to the members. Shout out to those that hit me on the super chat today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ty for the $10. Ty for another $10. Ty for another $10. Oh, he was coming through like a boss. Yeah, man was coming through like a boss. Yeah, Pollo in the kitchen. Pollo in the kitchen. Shout out to my brother Ty, man. Shout out to my brother Oscar with the $5. You know my boy had to contribute as well. Appreciate that. Shout out to Ty for another $10, man. Appreciate that love, man. I appreciate that love. I'll catch you on the flip side. Don't forget, Doc's Corner. Free boxing newsletter every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Man, you got to sign up for that, though. You know what I'm saying? Be one of the specialties. You feel me? Exclusive boxing talk written by yours truly. Written by yours truly. Yes, sir. I get my journalism on. But yeah, man, y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to smack that like button. Most importantly, remember with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Rest in peace, Jimmy Cliff. Rest in peace, Vanis Matarosen. Tell somebody that you love them. God bless.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.